Alrighty. All right. Well, I said I was going to do a morning stream. This is as early as I can go. Noon for me. Okay. I stayed up even later last night to listen to the Keanu cast with Gay Huffman. I stayed up late listening to that, even off stream, just in case there was something. But there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a flat-out waste of time. What I learned from last night is women can't stream and never trust a Jew. That's what I learned last night. Congratulations. Y'all did well. You did well for your people. Kiki can't stream. Should be arrested for that. That was abysmal. Can't even figure out how to put something up on the screen. Oh my God. You know what? There should be a class. No, not a class. A test. If you can't put what you're talking about on the screen, you can't stream. And Gay Huffman. Oh, he said himself that the chat was going to say he needs to go into into the oven. That's what he said. I'm just going to say what he said about himself. I think I could do that. But just in case, guys, I'm talking about like Roblox, okay? That stuff, video games and stuff, right? I just learned that. Well, I don't really watch what the women can't stream. They were just a Jew. Well, I was willing to give them the doubt. Yeah, I was willing to give them the doubt. And that was a mistake. Man, what a win for Ricada. That was so bad. It actually made Ricada look good. It was like, man, this is it? You don't have anything new? What about the choke slam? No? The best thing about this was that Ricada was acting all like nervous. Or wait, here's the thing. Maybe Ricada played us. Maybe there was never a choke slam, and Ricada was teasing us all along. Maybe he knew that Gabe Huffman, huffing men's asses, was going to totally drop the ball in this. Wow, Ricada was right. For once, Ricada was right. Wow, that feels weird saying that. But you got to be objective. You got to be honest. There's going to be people who are like totally anti-Ricada when they hear me say something like that. They're going to thumb down the video and stream afterwards later on when they hear it. Like, no, he wasn't right. No, he was right. He was right. He was right. Gay Huffman is a maggot. And last night it was kind of his coming out party. He showed us how gay he really is. Late and gay. You can't be any later and gayer than what Gay Huffman's asses did last night. Okay? Now, In this stream, I don't know how long we're going to stream for. But in this stream, one thing we're going to talk about is LOLCOW Rejects is essentially done, in my opinion. LOLCOW Rejects related to the Thorps universe here. I had this guy named Spicoli on a couple days ago, and Spicoli revealed that he wants to do very graphic things to Grace's 15-year-old daughter. Now, he said he tried to correct himself and say when she turns 18. But to be fantasizing about a 15-year-old and waiting for the day she turns 18 to enact those fantasies is very fucking gross. And Spicoli belongs in a wood chipper. Totally in Minecraft. Totally in Minecraft. The Spicoli should be taken out back and treated like a yeller here. Totally in Minecraft. That's right. Grace's sister. That's right. Did I say Grace's sister? Or did I say Grace? I don't know. Did I slip and say Grace's brother? But yeah. Yeah, he wants to do very graphic things to Grace's sister. And she's 15 at the moment. But he was like, no, guys, when she turns 18. It's like, oh, but you already have these fantasies lined up, huh? Huh, okay. All right. Gross. Hey, Candace, how's it going? Yeah, it is F and P. Yes, it is. So, but he's back on, he's still here, which, people were like, in my chat were asking, is Spicoli done? And I was like, no, Spicoli is not done because no one's ever truly done here. And turns out I was right. Spicoli's not only not done, but he's still back on LOLCOW Rejects. Dalmatian Dog is suspect. Dalmatian Dog is cool with Spicoli, even after he said all that. All right, Dalmatian Dog belongs in the wood chipper too. All these people that are still cool with all that, guilt by association, PDF by association. Okay, they all want to take turns on Maggie. That's her name. Anyway, all right. Let's. I want to play this though because it was shared to me by Hurricane Pyro, so there might be something in here. Spicoli's back. Let's see what happens. And if this gets boring. We have the Thorps talking about exploring DV through a viral video. Okay, great. No, the Thorps should definitely talk about what they know best. So them talk about DV is right up their alley. I said Grace's daughter? Oh, what a slip. Whoa. Wow. Well, is that kind of rough morning, huh? Oh, that's bad. All right.
Hello. Okay. Are we on?
Let's get to where Spicoli comes
Guys,
on. Oh, it doesn't take long at all.
Is this thing connected?
Every time I sent Grace money, I cucked Ben. Every time Ben talked shit about me, I sent Grace money, and it was like, oh, Jeremy's my daddy, not Ben. And that was the whole point.
Wow, you showed him who the real man was. Hey, speaking of real men, we've got a real man backstage.
Spicoli.
You know already who it is?
Is it really?
How do you know who it is already?
So now they're even calling him a real man.
How the hell do you know that, Jeremy? You knew already who it was.
Yeah, I'm a very smart person.
Would you like to hear his voice? Would you like me to bring him?
No, I'm going to tune off, dude. I don't associate with that guy anymore.
So, Jeremy is smart there to not associate with Spicoli.
So you think that I should just not bring him up ever again? I should just have no.
Do whatever you want, dude. I'm just gonna say if you bring him up, I'll leave. That's all. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. It's your show.
You won't. You don't like him anymore to the point where you won't even associate it with him.
I don't.
Well, yeah, he's a PDF file. Yeah, exactly.
Like him. It's not the fact. It's not the fact that I don't like him. It's just he pulled some shit that made me. He brought heat onto me, and I can't be around him anymore. He's gonna come up talking about pedophile shit. I don't need clips of me on the internet talking to some pedophile. You understand that?
Yeah. Case closed. Yeah, XP, totally. Grace has no problem about Spicoli saying gross things about her sister. And I think I saw her saying for you to not say gross things about her sister, but you weren't the one saying the gross things about her sister. It was Spicoli. And you're just asking Grace why she seems cool with that. Grace just thinks Spicoli was trying to be edgy. No, Grace, Spicoli would absolutely forcefully grape Maggie. 100% if you give it a chance. Okay? Spicoli is a complete dirtbag, douchebag, asshole. He is the bottom of the bottom. Okay? That's what I think.
Yeah, sure, Jeremy. I got you. Well,
Spicoli is Ben Thorps Dingleberry. Okay? That's how low he is.
Bring him up. Let's hear it.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't bring him up. Maybe.
Maybe.
Dude, it's up to you,
well, you
man.
just
Tell me.
did. You just did, Dalmatian. You just did. Look at that.
I want to bring him up. It's your show.
Spicoli,
Bring him
what
up.
are you here? I guess maybe he's AFK or something.
Yeah, I don't care.
So don't dip off. Just stay, Jeremy.
Yeah, no, until he starts speaking. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
What? That's not what you're doing. You're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You're just waiting till he starts talking. That's not the expression to use there. It's not the benefit of the doubt because you already don't like him for what he said, and rightly so. There's no benefit of the doubt.
Spicoli knows what he pulled the other day, dude. You don't start talking like that to me on panel. What the fuck, Spicoli?
Oh yeah, you were in that clip, literally.
I heard Jeremy was also sus too.
Was I even? Was
But I
I?
hear a
the
lot
one
of
that told
things.
him to shut the fuck up because you couldn't. That was.
Oh well,
fucking
I wasn't even
disgusting,
there.
dude.
I wasn't even there.
You were producing the show, dude. You were.
No,
responsible
I
for everything that
wasn't.
happened
No,
on
I
that
wasn't.
stream.
I don't want to re-go. I don't
If
want to go
you're
over
a
this again.
producer,
Oh wait, is Dalmatian Dog trying to lie to us that he wasn't there? He's in the freaking clip. He's in the clip there. Dalmatian Dog is a filthy liar.
the producer takes all the fucking heat, dude.
So if there's a musical and one of the actors starts to scream the N-word in front of the audience,
Yep, it's on the producer.
Yep. And if the producer just allows that actor to continue to scream the N-word and say how much she wants to grape 15-year-old black N-words, okay? All right, and just go on for a whole, 20 minutes about that. Yeah, that's definitely on the producer, okay?
no, I don't think at that point. I don't think.
The
Okay,
buck
then.
stops at the manager and the one that hired the individual to produce that content.
No, the buck stops at the individual. Are you aware of how life works?
No. You could have had that if you were the first couple sentences, but you did nothing. You allowed it to continue. It was like you were kind of cool with it. It's like, you know what? Everything Spicoli's saying, Dalmatian Dog supports. That's it's like Spicoli's rant about what he would like to do to defile Maggie, presented by Dalmatian Dog. Jeremy had no problems talking about 13-year-old Joey, asserting that he wants romantic relations with Grace. Oh, what? These guys are talking about the kids in that sort of way? Oh, man, that's gross. That is so messed up, man. I don't know if the Thorps know this, but if there's any stream where they have their kids on, or the kids, the siblings on, I say kids, not Grace's kids, obviously, but Ben's kids, Ben's younger kids. If they're on, I don't deal with those streams. Okay. Spare the children. Okay.
You fucking ape! You do not know how life works. Spicoli, Jeremy can't wait to speak with you. He's angry with you.
First of all,
Oh, and by the way, I'm going to see a show tonight. Let's see if we can get me drunk before I go to the show. No. But I will be taking guess we could do the shots for 10 likes. I guess we could do that. It might be halvesy shots.
I don't know what he's talking about. I said I was going to Mexico to fuck a 19-year-old, not the fucking underage girl.
So what? These guys are freaking trying to change the narrative here. They're trying to. It's like they could turn back time. They're not Cher. They can't do that. You can't turn back time, Dalmatian Dog and Spicoli. You have no powers like that. You said what you said, and now one wants to say, "Oh, he said he was going to go to Mexico to bang a 19-year-old." Spicoli. No, that's not what you said. You said you wanted to do some very graphic things to Maggie, Grace's sister. Not Grace's daughter, like I said before, but Grace's sister, okay? You said those things, and now you want to change that. You're a filthy freaking liar. You're acting very Jewish right now.
So, can I just say, Jeremy, come up here and tell Spicoli why you're... Because I didn't really even listen to the clip, so.
You were there, you asshole. He was there. He was even talking. Are these people fucking morons? Do they think we're fucking morons? What the fuck is this? Is this the live stream with Dalmatian Dog and fucking Spicoli? Is that what's going on here? Is it Cats? Yeah, I got tickets to see Cats live. Play my cards right. They might even fart in my face. I get pink eye in both eyes. I got the litter box seat, okay?
Go ahead, Spicoli.
I mean, is he pissed because I said I was going to Mexico to fuck a 19-year-old? That's legal. What is not legal?
I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's so mad about.
That's the only thing I said. I have no interest in women under 18 or 19, number one. Number two, I just came on here briefly. I don't even want to talk to him. He's an incel. He's not interested. He should be a priest. I just want to say, so far, though, it's been 24 hours, approximately, roughly, since I put my challenge down of giving anybody $1,000 if they're better looking than Jeremy. He's a Chad Light. If there's a Chad out there.
Well, why do you watch Spicoli?
Spicoli doesn't even have $1,000. But he's going to put $1,000 for anyone who's better looking than Jeremy? You're seeing that right here, right now. Rugged good looks. Brought to you by a lot of stress and time. Okay? All right? Not those soft and downy features that Jeremy has. Okay? Where's my 1,000? Where's my 1,000, Spicoli?
Spicoli, why do you even call him a Chad Light if he won't even talk to you? He won't even talk to you. This guy hasn't been laid in 8 years.
Wait, it doesn't matter if he's a Chad Light or a Chad and he doesn't want to talk to me. I'm still objective about it. So let's say he's a Chad Light. On a scale of 1 to 10, he might be a 7 or something. He's not an 8, 9, or 10.
He thinks you're a loser, man.
That's okay. Wait, that doesn't.
I wonder what their chat was saying around this time. You got someone named Dick Cheese who's like their only chatter. Okay.
He could think I'm the biggest loser in the world, Dalmatian, but it doesn't change. I speak the truth.
Oh, and Monterio wants to get in there. Does Monterio get in there? I don't know if it happens. I don't know if anyone gets in there. It's a long stream. They stream for like 11 hours. Who does that?
Truth. He's still an above average looking dude.
That's half
So I'm
the
giving
day.
him a compliment for that. And so far, he's saving me $1,000 because nobody has come forward yet and
sent me a video of a better looking dude than Jeremy who hasn't had pussy. I've got to see a video of a dude better looking than Jeremy, and I'll be the judge.
Spicoli hasn't had pussy he hasn't had to pay for in a long time. And when Spicoli pays for pussy, he's paying for the old hag hooker who's been weathered and worn down. The one who doesn't even try to pretend anymore. The one who has an attitude and is like tapping out life right from the beginning. I know that type. I've seen them. I passed on them. Okay? I don't want that. I want the Mexican or the Asian, okay? And I checked their ID. No, I don't buy hookers, so no. What?
I may need you to back it up in case there's a dispute. But I need, if someone sends me a better looking video of Jeremy and honestly tells me, I'll believe them, that they haven't fucked a chick as long as Jeremy, so they've got to have been celibate or an incel, well, for like 8 years or 9 years. If you send me a video and you're better looking than Jeremy and you haven't inserted your penis in a vajayjay in, let's say, 9 years or 10 years, I will cash app you $1,000 fucking dollars.
You've said this a million times. Do you really have $1,000 to give?
No.
You said you had a 7-figure. Can you loan me some money?
You guys have been lying this whole time about what Spicoli said. You guys are just a bunch of liars. Just a lie cast. That's all it is. Flat out bullshit cast.
What about loaning your good old friend Dalmatian some money?
Local bullshit.
It's like, first of all, if I'm not in the business of loaning people money, if anything, I would give someone money. And you're not if you were a chick and you were, let's say you were my girlfriend with benefits and you were fucking me once a week or twice a month or whatever, then I'd give you money and stuff.
Yeah, D-Dog lets him on this panel. Not only does D-Dog let him on the panel, but they flat out freaking lied. And they're acting like Spicoli didn't say the things he said about Maggie. It's total bullshit. They're trying to just bury it and move forward. And I hope this thing continues to haunt them like a phantom they can't shake off, dude. Okay? Like that ghost that's just lingering.
Okay. Unless you're going to take your panty. If you were a chick and willing to fuck me, then I'd give you a few hundred, maybe 1,000, whatever. But what I'm not, what I'm saying is,
why is everybody on welfare that comes on this stream? Why don't rich people join this StreamYard and panel, etc.?
Well, I don't know. All I know is this.
Rich people aren't going to be watching these streams. What are you talking about?
I could offer $1 million to somebody, and there's not going to be a better looking dude than Jeremy out there that has not got.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to offer $1 million to all you guys. Hey, you know what? We're just in the land of make-believe and fucking unicorn farts. What the fuck is this shit? What is this?
Gotten laid in, let's say,
do you want to have sex with Jeremy?
I'm straight as an arrow. I don't want to have sex with him. I have no interest.
That's a lie, too. Spicoli would totally anal grape Jeremy.
Okay, stop. Spicoli. People don't like you. They just say that I shouldn't associate with you.
Well, first of all, it's not like we're going out we live near each other and we're fucking hanging out together. I come on here, I'm here for 5-10 minutes. It's not like we're buddy. We're not drinking buddies.
All right, let's get it to 10 likes. I'll take a shot of vodka.
It's not like we're hanging out at the
local
glass. Pub. It's not like we're fucking, picking up chicks and fucking them and shit together and having menage a trois.
Old vodka bottle.
No, I just pop on here. We're not really associated.
Let's pour it.
And you know what? The people that say that, isn't it funny? They tell you they don't want me on here, but guess what? Those same people don't want to ever come up here themselves. Am I correct? They're always in the crowd saying, don't have him, don't have this guy, have this guy.
No, lies. There's someone in the chat. There was someone in the chat earlier that said they wanted to come on. Montario, whatever his name is, okay? All right? He said he wanted to come on, and he was going to explode TOS. These guys are just flat out freaking liars, man. Got a lie factory here. Lie factory.
Guy, but the same people are never willing to ever come on the stream themselves. They just sit in the crowd and say a bunch of shit from the chat, and they're pussies. And they, am I right or wrong?
You're right. You're right. Who showed
if
you?
they were willing to wait? If it's somebody who has come up here and is willing to come up here, that's like Jeremy. That's a different story. But folks, if you're not willing to come up here, and you don't even have to cam up, you can just have an avatar like me and Dalmatian. If you're not willing to do that, then fuck you, people. You've got no right to tell him or me who should be on here. If you're not willing to get on here, your fucking selves. And if you are willing, get up here.
Well, first off, I think no one really wants to watch the show after what Spicoli had said. They don't want to even associate. They heard what she said.
Right now and tell it to my fucking face.
Spicoli's Jeremy's
won't do
future.
that. So
Yeah,
fuck
probably.
them. Unless you're willing to get up here. And you know what, Dalmatian? They think what we're doing, for us, this is relatively easy. We know how to carry a show and shit. But for these dumb shits,
Here's a chatter right here. Where was it? Monterio. Give me the link. I'm going to explode TOS, but give me the link. And another chat, RK. The PDF is back. Spicoli is the new host for Rejects. Let's put on live chat. Let's see if anyone else is. I don't know why it's not really showing up anything. All right. Well. Anyway.
watching us, you know why they never come up here? Because they know they'd act like, wait, they're criticizing me all the time, or you sometimes, or whoever, Grace, or whatever, even Ruby. Guess what? These same people, forget it, them coming up here and carrying a show by themselves like you or I could. I couldn't even have a conversation. I couldn't carry a conversation with 80% of these idiots in the chat right now, or anybody watching this. They couldn't even come up here and talk.
Because you're gross and disgusting. They hear the way you talk and be like, what? Okay. All right, this guy is a dirtbag idiot. Okay.
Me for more than a minute or two and hold a fucking regular conversation with my ass. And I could sit up here for an hour just like you and do a fucking monologue and talk about a bunch of shit. With JJ, dirt shoot, politics, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Maybe
that's what you need, right? VJJ's, dirt shoot, and politics. The three pillars of any successful stream. Okay, look at that. That's, you know what? Yeah, you might as well just give it all to Spicoli. Let him run it. Let it be the Spicoli show.
Shroom, would you be able to talk about shrooms and?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 grams of shrooms again in probably a week. I'm waiting a week, and then I'll call up on shrooms.
Will your tolerance kind of go down in that time?
Yeah. I've wait, in the last 5 weeks I've taken.
Great, he's a shroom head too. Great. Amazing. I don't really have any problems with shrooms. Anyway, how long does he stay on for? It looks like he's about to dip, and then I don't know if he comes back on. Doesn't look like it.
Taken 4 different shroom trips. I've been averaging 1 a week, so I want to clear my system out because I have the other tolerance up. And I will call back while I'm shrooming.
Degeneracy.
You can watch, I mean, if you want, you can watch me eat the shrooms. We'll pretend I'm eating cookies, but there'll really be shrooms.
Can we talk about what is heaven for you, Spicoli? Like, you're with a beautiful woman, you're poolside, you have a delicious drink, and you're dosing high on shrooms.
Yeah, I'm on shrooms. Me and the chick are each on 3-4 grams of shrooms. We're at the pool. I've got my big Jewish penis inside of a JJ.
That's heaven for you? Okay. All right. How old is this chick, Spicoli?
I'm licking her dirt chute.
Wait, how can you can't do both those things at the same time? That's physically impossible. You cannot have your big Jewish penis in her vajayjay and be licking her dirt chute at the same time. How are you bending over like that? That doesn't make any sense.
Her vajayjay out. Like, take a woman like Monty. You know who Monty is? She comes in here. She's a Hormaxer moderator. Take her, or take Polly, or
I don't think she's gonna be allowed in heaven, dude.
friend. I would take one of them.
I think you want to go to hell. I think he wants to go to have the sex orgies in hell. Is heaven one massive sex orgy? I hope not. I hope it's a lot better than that.
And we would do shrooms together, and I would insert my penis deep inside their fucking vajayjays. I would fuck
The way
him
he talks about sex, he sounds like a fucking virgin.
I like fucking chicks on shrooms. There's nothing, because it's like a love drug or something. It's great. I get a super big hard on. Yep. Oh, check this out.
Spicoli's only actions probably when he was molested by his babysitter.
The same head shop, smoke shop where I get the shrooms. The guy has this stuff. You know what I find? Instead of Cialis or Viagra, and I don't need that shit unless I'm going to be fucking for like 8 hours, like 3 times. I'll tell you what's better than Viagra or Cialis, because I can get that shit. This head shop, this smoke shop, the guy sells this. It's like $7. Half the time he gives it to me for free. It's like this, like tube.
Okay, I think we're good.
Honey,
we're good.
It's like honey, but
the honey stuff.
It's in this honey.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think we're good. I don't know if I could stand any more of this. Okay, you know what we have to do? We have to take a shot for that to purge, and then we can get with the Thorps. We could explore DV together through a viral video. That's the title of the stream. $2 TTS for them. Look at that. I don't have TTS. The only thing I can do is take additional shots if you guys were to be so kind and generous. Here's my first shot of vodka to cleanse my try to cleanse my brain from what I heard. Ooh, all right. All right. Okay. Thinking today is going to be a bad day, shot-wise. That one, the burn was a little bit more than usual. Now, I didn't eat anything at all this morning. I usually skip breakfast. The only thing I have in my stomach is the blood pressure pills and the antiviral pills now. So, yeah, this would be bad, dude. I'm asking to throw up. So this would be the stream. If you guys want to see me blow chunks, be generous with the likes and with the donos, man. Be nice. But I love you guys anyway. I always feel grimy asking that anyway. Anyway, let's follow up with the Thorps.
Today we're going to be doing 2 things on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, which is the title of the stream as of right now.
We're gonna be, like the theme today is abuse. So if you like those,
so
like,
yeah, I said this before. Notice this. So Grace was setting it up, right? Grace was talking, and Ben just interrupts her and is like, "Move aside, Grace. Daddy's talking."
Today we're going to be doing 2 things on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, which is the title of the stream as of right now.
We're gonna be, like the theme today is abuse. So if you like those, like, you don't like it when we go too far afield into intellectual stuff that's not really directly related to us. Maybe come back tomorrow because we do want to get into that stuff, but we have some things to wrap up. Obviously, that came up in our dynamics yesterday, came up the day before, came up the day
5
before.
more shots.
I think we can make some progress.
I'll take
that.
5, dude.
Also, we just like to illustrate.
I might actually only have 2 more shots in
whole
me,
issue
man.
Through a lens of an interesting video.
Yeah.
Of a very different situation that I am just curious as to how our chat feels about it.
Yeah.
Would feel about it. So it has nothing to do with us
Hey, Provo.
directly. But
Yeah.
you can, of course, say we're projecting or I'm telling you and you know deep
Uh-huh.
down or whatever.
Well, we're talking about DV, and you know that.
But we're gonna have to say, like, and I hope everyone knows this, and I really want to do this today, Grace. People who are here just to say thoughtless, hostile things are not going to be here after this stream, by the end of this stream, and they're not going to come back.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it's
What, they're banning people? Oh, interesting. So they chose this topic because they know some people in the chat are going to be like, oh, you guys know about DV, don't you? Yeah, talk about what you know. Hey, how many times did you slap Courtney around? Okay. Hey, were you ever handsy with Grace before the whole, like, infamous kick, you know? So they're banning people. Guys, in Deadtopia, in this little channel, Deadtopia, I will not ban you. I know in the past I got mean and all that stuff. There's no banning. I'm not going to ban you guys. All right. No banning. No mods either. No mods in the chat unless they want to drop a link. That's it. And if they sweep, we will crucify that mod. We will dox them and we'll go to their house and literally crucify them. No mods. No banning. That's going to be the way forward. Welcome to Deadtopia.
thoughtful and there's some hostility, absolutely great. Thoughtless plus hostile, and especially if you add lying, now we have a whole new community of positive.
But it's not lying to say that, hey, you smacked Courtney. You smacked Courtney's glasses off her face because you did. You even said you did. And they were even broken.
Negativity, which is incredibly negative, surprisingly, and drug infested.
Oh, we got to make
It's
this
called
faster.
Big Patience on Kick. Okay? It's about music and love and laughter and God. So you got a whole nother world of that. And if you want to
1.5
claim you're being
speed.
positive while being obsessed with negativity towards two people who have done you no harm,
Hi.
go
Oh, look, they got $2.
Yes.
By the way, as you can tell, we do have TTS working. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it did
Congrats.
say hi.
Doesn't Damian
Good
say
job,
more than
Grace.
$2 for
He
that?
does. He does. Damien's promised $100
Damn.
on Cash App if I got TTS
Damn.
set up today. So that's a great intro, great segue. I
Hotel
did make
tonight?
it happen.
Hotel tonight? Hotel tonight?
Hotel tonight with the
Hotel.
TTS money.
Hotel.
Spa day.
Spa day. Oh, and I know which hotel too. The one with the hot tub. I could use it. You could use it.
Which one is the hot tub? Well, don't say it on.
Airport.
Oh, yes.
It's usually the cheapest one too. Boom. Love it.
No, say it live so we can all hang out with you. Like, Ben, we're not going to be hostile. We just want to hang out. I don't, but other people probably do. Ben, I don't think there's any hostile watchers with you guys, okay? I think they just want to... I don't think you guys have to worry that much.
Love it. Love it.
Great segue to let you guys know that we have $2 TTS. I'm going to pin this for today. I did get TTS going. So you can send up to a 250 character message. It's only $2. Currently, the options for payment are PayPal and
Thank you, half
Venmo.
sister Sarah. My hair is looking great. It is quite greasy, but I have the great fortune of having extremely thick hair, and when it gets greasy, it just looks styled. Sorry for everybody else out there who doesn't have that.
By the way, we did just get the $100.
Why don't you just take a shower? You can use gel if you want to. Okay, they got money. They got money. Dude, them dancing to Nicki Minaj or whatever, it looks like an SNL skit. What is this?
Thank you, Damius.
Thank you, Damius.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. I think
Man
Damius...
Lotus 777 says, y'all, on hotels.com, you can get lots of free stuff and cheap rooms.
How about you
Been on
save the
hotels.com,
money
where
and not
like
spend it on a
20
hotel?
users.
It's like a 5% discount here and there.
Man, total wiggers, dude. They have to spend the money as soon as
Okay.
they get it.
So yeah, and I want to say...
Hey, you can go to Vegas. You can get a fucking steak dinner for $5. Just don't go to the casino. And you can stay at the top of the penthouse. That's not true. You can do all those things if you throw thousands of dollars away in the casino. But that would be stupid, right? That would be stupid
Right.
because you're paying way more than you'd pay just paying full price for the steak in the hotel room, right? And that's how it works. There are no tricks in capitalism. There are no tricks. You don't have
Iron
a
Lord
Oh, there's some
secret
tricks,
thing.
all right.
Does not agree. He
There's
said
always a
Turns
trade-off.
tricks.
I used it with corporate card a lot with success. I'm gonna go put the English muffins in the
Yeah,
toaster. You're
maybe you took advantage of the fact that your corporation, was something that they were really interested in, and like so you got a lot of free perks. But like for your average user, it
You could
isn't
just
like that.
Ben. Why don't you
think about
just
it for a second?
Why don't you just sit at the slot machine and barely use it, and they just come by and give you drinks? I mean, you could do that, or slit up. Just do that, man. I've done that.
Think about it for a second. If there's demand for something, you're going to pay what
One
makes
more
sense
like
in terms
from
of supply and demand.
another shot.
And it's true everywhere. Everyone thinks it's like some video game. You can get the cheat code. Yeah, you could do some things, but like not really very much. And that's true of like capitalism, and it's really true. Like it's also true of relationships and sex and everything else. It's like, I don't know, this endless quest for like the cheat code is stupid. It pretty much is what it is. And it's great the way it is because it rewards people who make sense, and it punishes people who don't make sense.
The cheat code is knowing when to stop. Knowing when to stop. Like if you're first there at Vegas, you're probably gonna win. Like that was my experience. You're gonna win, and it's gonna be great, and you're gonna think, "Oh wow, this is easy." But that's how they get you. And then the next day, you keep on playing, and like you're no longer really winning. It kind of feels kind of like a struggle, but there's still hope. But then the next day, there is no more hope. It is gone. The first day, you should have taken your winnings and just partied on that.
And whatever cheat codes you do in terms of like sin and getting away with it, guess what? Who's the big boss at the end? The Lord God above. And there ain't no cheat.
Sin and getting away with it. Okay. I was going to say this, but I don't think it's a sin. Is banging your daughter a sin? Is it a sin to bang your daughter? I don't. I mean, the Bible explores family relations, but I don't recall Jesus ever saying, "Don't do that." Yeah, gonna have to consult an expert on that one day.
Cheat codes with him, except in a sense, the ultimate cheat code was just saying like, "I'm sorry, and I'm a Christian, and get out of everything." Mm-hmm. It's an open cheat code.
Yeah.
Eating on stream. Oh God.
But let's get right into it.
Okay.
Interesting. Right, now,
Hey guys, I've been thinking about what to do for a bonus stream for you guys, like something really, well, at my expense, of course. If we reach so many of X something, what should I do? And the only thing I could think of course, is just seeing how many Whoppers I can eat within. No, that doesn't. I don't want to do that. I don't really want to eat like 100 a sushi rolls or 100 nuggets or 50 Big Macs, but I also want to give you guys what y'all want. And if y'all want that and willing to hit the goal for that, I'll do that. I can do that. Just going to have to purge the next day, maybe the next couple of days, have to go on a diet, massive diet. We can explore that idea. Let me know in the chat what do you guys think of that. All right.
I'm going to ask everybody. I'm going to engage with the audience. You're going to engage with me, you motherfucker.
I'm pulling it up. I thought we were being supportive.
Kidding. Being able to banter with you is an important part of showing that we have a healthy relationship. If I'm constantly on pins and needles worrying that you're going to get too upset, that actually is a sign that we don't have it. No. Now, here we have a scene, not all that surprising of a scene. A black family trying to work something out. Big black mama, she upset. She's not that crazy. And daddy, looking ghetto, sounding kind of ghetto. Mm-hmm. And the kids, right?
Yep.
Now, we love black people.
Wait. They're going to be watching Oh, they're going to be watching body cam footage? Oh, this is what I was doing last night. This was great content. Okay. All right.
And well, it doesn't really matter here, the race, except that like black people are a little bit extra on everything. So if you just turn everything down a bit, this is like what white people do. It's not essentially different. But let's see if we can maybe do, how long is the whole thing?
Well,
10 minutes and
So it's
25
10
seconds.
minutes. So maybe what we'll do first is let it run through. So
Okay.
that we're not sort of stopping it and like, you know, I mean, get a flow for it. It takes a little while. It is confusing. It's a situation which ends up with a domestic violence
Arrest.
assessment, then arrest. And it's interesting. I have some sympathy for most of the players here, but I'm pretty sure you could figure out who I think is the
Okay, let's
problem
play it.
here, but you
Let's
might be-
play
you
it.
might get it wrong. So in chat, welcome to like, you know, say, but we're going to shut the fuck up. Go.
Okay.
that's impossible. They're not going to.
Do that to my kid.
She gonna make her cry and tell us. Already know.
On June 23, 2022, police were called after a father took his idea of discipline way too far, leaving even the officers questioning his judgment.
Stop you on phone with her.
What happened? What's going on?
My kids. Don't do that to my kids.
So what happened?
I'm talking to them right now. Hold on. Look, look my big face.
Close your eyes.
You see the whip on my face right here? The whip right here.
Can you turn your face to the... And what was that with?
Wait, what else here? Man, look at my baby leg, man.
Who did this? The child's father? Or your father?
So the black mama called the police because the dad's discipline went way too far. Okay.
Has he ever done anything like this before?
Hold up. You know how she is.
Can you make her attention? You just put the phone down?
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
Not much.
Is this your daughter?
Yeah. Okay. She gonna make her cry and tell us. Already know. Gonna go. She put me in prison twice already. She can't stand like that. So she's gonna show up. She can't.
Okay.
So, you know.
So what exactly happened tonight?
Oh, nothing much.
So why did he...
Because I called my daughter's phone, and I said, he got anger issues. If you look in the system, you can see he done been in jail for ass finger with my baby. I called my daughter's phone. I hear him in the back home. What is you on the phone with your mama? That's how he talking. If I'm lying, my baby could tell you what he was saying. She's like, my mama not saying nothing about you. What are you talking about? Stop being grown. I said, what's wrong with him? I pay that phone bill. I'm your mother. I'm going to take care of you. You is with me 24/9, 24/7. My kids are with me. They're never with you.
Yeah, 24/9 doesn't make any sense, ma'am. I'm glad you corrected it to 24/7. Now, listen, pay attention, because in this there might be some lying and some bullshit. Okay.
Then what happened?
So the phone, so then the phone hung up. I called back. He texted this from my daughter's phone. He texted this to me to my daughter's phone. Put yourself on mute and listen how he sounds. This is what he texted me from my daughter's phone. Why are you doing all this? I'm just calling my daughter to see where they're at because it's late and they're using in my care at this time. So then that's when she said, my mama wasn't talking about you. Stop being grown. I'm your daddy. She said, you don't care about me. My mama care about me. When she said that, I heard him. I heard her scream.
Okay.
And I said, you just baby. When I heard her cry, the phone hung up.
Okay.
I called back, Cindy voicemail. That's when he texted my phone. And then that's when she texted me back. But by the time she texted me back, I was already on the phone with police.
Okay, so then how did she get here? Did you drop
He
her
came and
off?
dropped her off. And I got the video of him dropping them off because I was going to give y'all the tag number of the car that he was in.
Okay.
That's my baby mama. I got 2 kids, man. I don't even respect her. I don't talk to her.
Okay.
She has no respect for me.
Okay.
Last time I came over 2 years ago, you know what she told me? She told me she's gonna throw hot grease on me and tell the police that I ain't been back here since my brother came and got kids today.
Okay, so who dropped off the kids then?
I dropped them off.
You dropped them off?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She's gonna leave me alone. She's not gonna leave me alone.
Okay, so you were telling her to hang up.
I'm telling her to hang up. But you ain't my business, this and that, this and that. I really disrespect. Actually, why you so disrespect? This and that. Just keep on going.
So you admit
With your hand?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was one of those. It wasn't even an accident.
Where was that at on her?
It actually been like shoulder wise when I turned around. Like it was shoulder wise.
For her, like, right shoulder?
Yeah, it's and it is. So I'm like, why would you? You're not my business, this and that.
I didn't like how he was talking to me, so he pulled a rap over and started in my face, on my body, and then he started jumping, and then he said, I'm gonna do it again, and then he pulled over by my aunt, and whacked me, and he kept wiping me with the belt, and then he wiped here.
So there was 2 separate times he used? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the child's very worked up here. I mean, I've seen fake, but like she's very worked up. She's even like doing that, like choking on her words.
Well, all the times with the belt?
No, when we pulled over by the other house, and then he wiped me
So
with
what he
the
did
belt.
was that first time when I was on the phone, he pulled over.
There's a little bit of a scrape right here. Is that from that as well? It's kind of fresh. That's from the belt as well? Okay.
I'm going to take some pictures, okay?
You cannot just get your mama.
CPS is going to be in their life, but I guarantee you CPS isn't going to do shit. Not going to do shit.
Until you disrespect me, it's not the way. I'm a grown folks. You're daddy. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. I'm a father. I went through parent class and all. I'm able to take them out there.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying did you? Well, is all I'm asking.
If I'm able to punish my kids, sir, yes, I did. You know what I mean?
People are allowed to punish their kids.
Yeah, I know my rights. Don't
With your belt.
That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. We're just trying to figure out the story.
Yes, sir. I got this belt, you heard me? I grabbed the arm, you heard me?
Well, I mean, he admits it that he did beat her with the belt and stuff. And where's that? Is this Florida or?
What's he saying? Because I haven't been respectful. He's saying that
She was disrespecting him. Why she was fucking her mom. Just started being super disrespectful. He's saying that the mom told her. He reached over, like smacked her with his hand, and then he said she continued to be disrespectful. He pulled over at Auntie's house and 3 times with the belt between like her waist and like knee area. My big concern is her face.
yeah, she has like a little welt on her face.
All right, we got 12 likes. Every 10 likes, I'll take a shot. Tell you what, for donos, you'll take double shots. Double shots. To-do. Boom. I don't need a soundboard. That's my soundboard. Everything's in-house. That's how I roll here. Okay? Okay. A shot of Tito's vodka. There we go for the 10 likes. All right. Yeah, work with an empty stomach here. Okay. All right, yeah, we're good.
Don't even like that, bro. He used to do the same to me, dog. Aggravating, bro.
I want to hear this.
Let's just not go over there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go, but I just want to hear.
Listen, we're just gonna keep stay away. Which one's your baby mama? Because I haven't even talked to her. Redhead? Okay.
Okay, so you just saw him with his hand. Did you see her with the belt? No.
They was in the back of the car.
They were in the back of the car when she was with the belt? Where were you sitting?
Over in the back of the house. He had a belt on. He took it off, and then he pulled me out of the car, and then he grabbed my arm and went like that and started me.
Hey, that's similar to the story that Ben told about how he treated Courtney. Ben one time told this story how he had to pull over and take Courtney out of the car and take her to the woods and hit her with a belt. Okay.
So they're driving. She was being disrespectful according to him. He pulls up. His son's story is he popped her once with his hand from behind, like right here, and then she continued to be disrespectful. He pulled over, got out, undid his belt. His story 3 times between her like waist and her knee on the back of the leg. Her marks obviously do not show that. She is. As soon as he pulled up, she broke out in tears, terrified, like screaming.
You know what? Believe it or not, I had to get away from him. It was so bad back then. I had to get away from him. He so bad on screen how I bled
Has he
out.
ever done any of this for their kids before?
He's never been before like this. No, he's been violent towards me.
Okay.
He's been when
But
he talked to
never
him, he
took
talked aggressively, but he's never actually laid hands on them. No.
Okay. And then brother was also with them. Brother said
I think this is Florida,
once, but then he
based
pulled her
on
out of the
license
car.
plates.
I hate that they had to come to this point, but I told him, I already told him, because I know how bad he did. And I already told him, if you put your hands on my baby, I'll put you in jail. I said, I'm going to put you in jail, you put your hands on me. And just told
How much should be disrespectful?
because I called him fine, and he had to use it for the last.
This scene seems so familiar. It almost seems like
I'll buy you a
Texas.
shot, dead man.
Hey, real fast. That little animation. That's not my style, is it? Chat, let me know if you want the TNA back or you want to stick with the. I want to change it up. I want to change it up anyway to go with the Windows 95 layout anyway. Requires me to find some material. Thank you, Rizza, for that. Yeah, we'll do a shot of vodka. Be Sky vodka. Thank you, Rizza. Here we go. Cool. Oh. Woo.
I said, it's 8 o'clock. You know, what time y'all gonna be home? It's late. Y'all been going all day. You know, usually they're in my care. Like I said, I have my kids all the time. Right. So I hear him saying, hang up that phone. Because she ain't doing nothing but trying to listen to my background and see what I got going on. So she replied, she's not even saying nothing about you. She asking me what time we coming home. Stop being wrong. I said,
But you know what, man? That's probably true. You know? Both these parents are probably spying on one another to try to get dirt on one another, okay? That's how this shit rolls.
hang that phone up. I said, Pay that phone up. I pay for that phone. I pay for that phone bill. I'm your mother. You got the right to say whatever you want to say. If he put his hands on you, he going to jail, and I'm going to call the police. She said, my mom not talking about you. She asked me what time we come home. And it don't matter. Hang the phone up.
See, and that's not co-parenting. Co-parenting would be like, hey, if you're at your dad's house, you listen to your dad, okay? You try to be fair, try to be respectful. You know, maybe it's the white in me, okay? Maybe, is it that? But I swear, half the time when it's CPS, I get cases. I used to get cases like this, and it would be like, if there was like this level of dysfunction, it'd be either, yeah, you already know, they would just so happen to be black. It just would be. It didn't matter if they were in the trailer park or an apartment or in a nice house, okay. It would just be that sort of behavior there. It is so weird that it's always like that. Just learn how to freaking co-parent. Every now and then there'll be like a white family who's doing that, but it was not as frequent.
He done grabbed the phone. That's when he texted my phone, that message.
Oh, he texted your phone?
Yeah, he texted my phone to my daughter's phone.
What did he say?
He said, put yourself on mute and listen how he sounds. That's what he did.
No, I said that. You
said put yourself on mute and listen to what he's saying. Yeah, but he kept saying, hang the phone up.
Oh, wow. So the daughter called the mom to show the mom how the dad sounds. Okay.
Hang the phone up. I'm like, why'd you tell me to hang the phone? I'm calling to see what time my kids are coming home.
All right, let me talk to her real quick now. And then it's no justifiable discipline. I mean, like, even the act itself should have never happened. I mean, like, is it discipline that went too far? Or it just shouldn't happen at all? Talking to your mom on the phone is not discipline.
Okay, this is a victim's rights packet. He's going to be like, so this is for you.
Hold on, do you have all of his information?
All right, Desmond, can you put the phone down for me? Put your hands behind your back. Wait, what's your
Okay. Okay. Just put your hands right back. I'm just going to search you in there.
Hey, you got other keys, sir?
We're going to come over this way.
Yeah, we can call
him when you get there.
Oh, good point. In Thorps chat, they said, I'm sure Ben will defend the man's right to beat his kids.
Come over here. Every time she calling, well, y'all saying let this asshole keep playing.
He was charged with child abuse.
I like this channel, Police Watch, because
actually not domestic violence, child abuse. I think it sounds like a more serious crime.
Yeah, I think so actually.
It's a more serious charge.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm sure. It doesn't seem like that ending part is very professional.
What do you mean?
Man, if y'all want to see a wild interaction, y'all should watch the clip I watched last night. Okay? That was wild. And somehow a car went missing. They had to go look for the person's car.
In the ending part.
It doesn't, like, a lot of them are like on December, they're like he was charged and then the trial
yeah.
and then the judge.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just like he was charged with child abuse. I bet he was charged with domestic violence. And got out the next day. And had to go to
It said he was charged with child abuse,
Since he
Ben.
had
Are you saying they're lying?
It was probably, I don't know.
Don't be a liar, Ben.
Yeah.
And battery classes again, which is fucking torture. By the way. All right, so yeah, they sometimes do the outcome of charges, but like I'm just saying, I just don't really think child abuse is like a charge.
Oh, it is.
But,
well,
but it is.
It's like reckless endangerment, neglect. It's more specific.
Yeah,
Child abuse is a charge, you dumbass. It's a charge. You could be charged for child abuse. Okay.
than,
That's
like,
true. Child abuse, yeah.
You know, like,
Mhm.
'cause that could be sexual. That's different.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Just technicality. Now,
No, the sexual one is different. Yeah, that's a different charge.
okay, without having like gone through this whole rigmarole yourself, okay,
Mhm.
and I'm saying it's not crazy that people would say, okay, I think that happened. You know, and you can see the framing of it is discipline gone too far. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, clearly, I would say it's indisputable that he's driving.
Mhm.
She's on the phone with her mother. He doesn't like the way he's talking to her, and he said hit her here. Okay, I mean, he's just lying. Obviously, he hit her in the face,
right?
And it left a little bit of a welt. I don't think we're talking about broken skin. I don't think we're talking about.
Okay. As they get into this, let me prep my next dono goal, or the next donation goal of $10. I'll take a triple shot. I don't have 3 shot glasses. We're just gonna have to take 3 shots in a row. I was going to have them lined up and ready to go. I'm going to get sick tonight. I'm going to get sick by 3 o'clock today. Oh, well, that's cool.
About fist to the face.
Mhm.
I think he was right in the sense, if he's driving, it's really hard to drive, turn around and punch someone in the face.
Mhm.
And if he did, she would have a lot more than a welt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
I'll throw in Mr.
you know,
Black.
She didn't hang up the phone. And then he said,
Mr.
okay, well, I'm gonna do
Black.
this in a more way that's not going to get me in trouble.
Mhm.
And he said he understood that he is allowed to discipline his kids.
Mhm.
So he took his belt off, gave her a couple of whacks. She called it wiped. I don't know what that means. I think
she meant whooped.
Or whipped me.
Yeah.
Okay, but her legs were not this is not like 12 years a slave type.
Was
shit.
Ben trying to crash out
whatever.
yesterday?
Basically slapped her with the belt.
Good times coming up. That sounds nice.
I mean, he might
Yeah,
have
she
stung,
immediately
it might have
called.
stung a little bit, but you're allowed to do that as a parent.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean that part of it, it's fairly clear. I was interested with the cops because, you can't really know what was going on in these people's minds, but they were saying okay, discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then they're making the assessment whether the discipline was warranted by the disrespectfulness. I don't really know that a cop can make that assessment.
Yeah.
You know what I
right.
mean?
But apparently they did. They're like, the discipline was because of a phone call. Yeah, it seemed a little pretty excessive to me. Yep, we're going to go charge of child abuse. Now, did the charges stick? Now, that would be something to see. Then you would know. The charges were probably dropped. Okay? We don't know that.
I mean,
Right. I don't
you have to know
that.
the dynamics going on here. And okay, so you'd say well, he got what's coming to him. Actually, it would be interesting to say, where does our chat stand on that? Just prima facie, watching it without us saying a lot.
I'm okay with parents disciplining their kids if it's reasonable. Okay? Smacking your kid around because they call their mom, not reasonable. Not reasonable at all. Okay? That's wild to me. That doesn't make any sense. Someone could say maybe the child's trying to orchestrate stuff, trying to create a situation. Okay, well then don't feed into it. Smacking them around isn't going to make anything better. It's going to make it worse. I've only had to put hands on my kids a couple times. And they were much, much younger, like babies. Not even that. I can't imagine putting hands on a baby. That doesn't make any sense. You make too much noise, I'm going to spank the crap out of you. That doesn't make any sense. No. I remember spanking my son once. I don't even remember what he did. I don't even remember. Oh, I think he was kicking the wall and stuff. He was throwing a fit. Look, man, I understand parents have a right to discipline, depending on the state. In Texas, they have a right to use physical discipline. I mean, the only thing you can't do is leave a mark on a vital part of the body, and then you're pretty much good. The courts really can't really do too much, depending on the lawyer. What do you guys think? Ben seemed pretty close to it was gnarly how Ben couldn't get out of his chair. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I recorded that clip. I haven't posted on the channel. Deadman doing a rackets on his kids. Oh, that's right. That's right. Totally. What happened was my son, he had a massive blowout in his diaper. I was like, and it was deliberate, man. You don't understand. He was very smart as a baby. He calculated these blowouts. Every time I would hold him, he had this massive blowout. Okay? Nasty. Every time. Okay? So what I did is I grabbed him by his neck. I flung him around against the wall. I was like, you're not going to do that anymore. You're not going to have blowouts. And then you know what I did? I took a shit on him. What the fuck? 911. I would like to report. Mr. Deadman took a shit on his kid when his kid was a baby. His kid was 2 months old. Oh my god. Devin stores fentanyl. Not all the time. It depends. Is it on a hooker's ass? Then probably not. If it's on my wife's ass, probably not either. Okay? It has to be on my boyfriend's ass.
If you maybe have 3 categories of a poll, Grace, start your fingers tapping.
Sure.
One being...
Flip it, Rizza. Yeah, that's right.
He should have got...
OD Rizza. See, OD Rizza. Ask Rizza why he has OD in his name. Okay? We're fentanyl bros. I don't know if he'll tell you. You know what? He's probably going to deny it. We're fentanyl bros. Okay? We try to race to see who can OD. And I still haven't, man. All these other people on fentanyl, they're fucking pussies, dude. I've been on fentanyl for years. Have never OD'd. Never died once. Okay? All right, anyway. What's Ben saying? Ben was talking. I need to shut up. So you know those shots are real because I'm getting more loose in what I'm saying. Hey, for $10, I'll take a triple. Boom, boom. That should really be a double. But anyway, we'll do a triple. Look at this.
Harsher punishment. Let's just say it was kind
begging
of
like a bum.
Slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Should have got harsher punishment. The system.
Ben, I can't hear you.
Or the system really failed in this case.
Did the system fail, Ben?
So you got 3 options. Just curious. You can participate or not participate. But
all right, let's see.
What's your guess as to what it would be? I don't think many people would say he would have gotten harsher punishment. But I would say probably be 60-40, about right. 40, the system failed him.
I'd rather spank my child than verbally abuse them. He got the right punishment. He should
So far,
spank her,
coming
but
close
not in
to
the
what I
face.
said.
I mean, hitting her in the face with a belt is pretty wild. You called your mom? You called your mama? Fuck you, bitch. Boom. The belt to the face, dude. That's a bit excessive.
Very close to what I said.
So we're currently at 15% says he should have gotten harsher punishment. 54% say the
That's
system
only
worked
13
about right.
votes. That's only 13 votes. But whatever.
Yeah, and 31% say the system failed him and his kids.
Vote now. You know, I say, Grace, you need to be more engaged. And I'm saying it to you folks out there right now. You need to be more engaged. Let's still.
Yeah, like had he just spanked her and not left a mark, there would have been no charge. There would have been nothing. There also would be no, like, show. If anything, the cops would not be interested. They'd be like, what? And it'd just be a lot of fluff and crying and, like, like the dad didn't do himself any favors here.
How hard is it? I mean, click a link.
I'm not asking
Click
you for
a
money.
button.
I'm not eBay.
Oh, that's right.
I'm saying, can you just...
It's pronounced fentanyl. That's right. That's right. Ben, the expert of fentanyl, knows how it's pronounced. Okay? Fentstream on Robot Streamer was pretty lit. Yeah. I don't know who that is. Hey, maybe we can reach a dono goal and we can do a fentanyl stream, okay? We could have a dono goal, and we'll have like a bonus stream, and I'll do something outrageous. And this is great. This is a recipe for disaster. You know, it's not going to help me, but it's not going to be. I really don't want to get fat again. I'm doing pretty good. I do not want to like eat a bunch of Whoppers and pizza and stuff like that. I'd rather do something that would not just bring on a lot of weight. I mean, I'm still trying to lose his weight. But I'm asking for mercy from the chat. You guys figure that out.
Click something.
No kind of hitting is good, and when Ben yells at Grace is not all right either. Says PP all day. EB says, never hit the face. Spanking in the backside is normal. I would never hit the face. Verbally abusing your child either does nothing or F's with them forever. A light spank is fine.
Okay. So, how much longer do we have?
We're like 2/3 of the way through. See this green bar? That's the time left.
All right. So.
I mean, it's actually not quite what you were saying.
Grace, your voice is
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll try to fix that.
more calm. Get in your feminine.
Okay.
Please, if you could.
But way more people are voting for he should have gotten a harsher punishment than I was
yes,
expecting.
it is swinging that way.
Mm-hmm. I think parents' beatings deserve a wide berth, and the face isn't off limits, but
That's
ocular...
birth is spelled with an E, by the way.
Yeah,
a
in that
wide
context.
birth would mean someone who is born to a very wide vagina.
Yeah.
Like your mother's. Your mother.
Bam, got
Physical
roasted by
punishment really
Ben.
only works on low IQ children. Beatings are different from spankings. All right, the poll's almost over, guys. Vote, 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 vote.
Get your votes in.
Get your votes in.
Get your
Come on,
voice heard.
everybody.
You know what, too? You know you're doing well when, like, you could slightly tap the last time I think I spanked my daughter. It was over, man, what was it? It was some flat out blatant disrespect, like, to my face. She was lying her ass off. And she said something, and I just turned around, and I just slapped her right on the butt. Right on the butt. Direct hit. Boom. It wasn't not even hard. But she cried. Because it had been a while since I've ever done that. And the fact that I did that, shook her more than the act itself. It reminded her that could happen. And then my wife did something that I'm not really cool with. And I told her about that too. Be like, oh, we don't spank them. It's like, honey, chancla much? Come on now. And she didn't like that. Because if she dishes it, I'll give it back. I don't give a damn. Fair is fair. All right, that's how I roll. But anymore with my daughter, I don't have to spank her. I could just, just be like, I'll have to ground you. I give her that warning, and she knows. She already knows. Now, granted, she's only 8, but she will listen. It takes some reminders and prompts, but she will listen and do her chores, do the things she's expected to do, and all that, and everything's fine. What I'm saying is that I don't have to hit them, and like you shouldn't really be in that place where you have to spank them. Like that should be like the last resort. You should be at a place with your kids where all you have to do is talk to them and tell them. What do you guys think about that?
On ThorpTube.
Everybody.
Because we know Ruby and Ava will have their own little things to say. And also, Big Precious. She's not really very big. Doesn't seem to have any patience at all, honestly. So, medium. Where's the mid-sized girls? Where's the mid-sized girls? Where's the mid-sized girls?
You bad. All right, the poll has ended. Thoughts on that video? He
Okay,
should have gotten
so-
harsher punishment. Wait, let me go in order. The system failed this father and his kids, 18%. He should have gotten harsher punishment, 36%. The system worked about...
Can't they see this?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but they can't see it on stream if people rewatch. The system worked about right, won the poll with 45% of the votes.
Even if they
Okay.
had chat up, it wouldn't come up? No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, so actually that is, I think, fairly close to a normie take, which means our audience is not down with our perspective.
Yeah.
They're not daddy pilled.
Oh, okay. So daddy pill us, Ben. Daddy pill us. So, okay, the dad was right. The dad should have hit the kid harder.
They're not particularly like anti-daddy pill. Like I wouldn't say they're like ridiculous, but like that's about what normies would say.
I think
You
so,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Or like just not normies, but like it's just like a random selection of people would say.
Yeah, I would say
our
that's
audience
true,
should our audience, if it's aligned with us, which it really should be,
Yeah.
would say 100% the system failed him and his kids. 100%.
Yeah.
It's not even.
I
real.
would
No,
murder
and see
Spicoli.
why. And what we'll do afterwards, and you can all do this in a way that's like, oh, I'm trolling. Okay, but like How about being a little bit mature and like trying to participate in a way
And
that's
quake.
like reasonable? And we'll do the same. We'll try to present, right? You and me.
Yeah.
You feel pretty solid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if Spicoli were to do that, I'd play Doom and go to his place and with the shotgun in Doom, right? In Doom. Like, that would never happen, first off. Like, there would be no interaction at all in any way whatsoever.
About this. Okay, we'll try to present this. Look at it in some detail. Now, even me, and I've watched this, I think, 3 times, maybe? This is the 3rd time?
This is the 2nd time.
Only watched it once?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we talked about it somewhat?
Yeah.
Maybe I watched it, I don't know. Maybe the 2nd, maybe 3rd time. But certainly this time seeing it, I see even more, and you can say that's a bias, but like I see a lot more evidence of the 3rd claim being true here. As you know, you can kind of hear more of the details. You know, you just kind of, it's a little bit of a chaotic thing to figure out what's going on. What is the girl? Who's the other little kid? Who's the mama?
Yeah.
You know, what are the
It's not that chaotic. You could tell who the
Plus,
mama
for
is.
those
She's the bigger
non-adults
one.
Speakers to like try to sort that out. Okay.
Right.
Which are not us. We speak.
We
code
speak
switch.
fluent Ebonics.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We live next to Jacinda for a year and a half.
We could code switch. We speak fluent Ebonics.
This family wasn't that hard to understand.
At least we understand fluent Ebonics.
Yeah. Even when the caption says inaudible, I understand. He's like, the bitch address over there.
No, and I love 24 Tide Greatness, who I think we all know is literally named Tyrone and is black. He says, I'm
standing on my point.
standing on my point. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly not saying like someone should, okay, but like let's push back and, you know, disagree. But let's take it point by point, because if I just say like you're wrong, other than the 18%, shout out, you're the ones who belong here.
Yeah.
You're the ones who belong here.
Yeah.
The other people, maybe, but like certainly the people who say should have got harsher, which I mean is probably a fair number of trolls. Like you don't really belong here. Because it's not interesting to have a conversation with someone who's really on the other side. So,
Yeah.
But whatever, we'll
Yeah.
see. Okay. But I want you to be able, me just saying you're wrong isn't going to get us anywhere.
Wow, look at this. So they're going to make a hug box community of people who want to beat their kids. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. I've never seen this before. Only on the Thorps.
But let's go through the details, because sometimes things on a second look become more apparent. Now, the first thing I know, so we'll go back to the beginning. Rewind it, Grace. We've made it to the beginning of the tape. Okay. And what you see first is, go ahead, play, and I'll stop you.
Okay.
But then let's do this. It's not a thing that I talk too much. But
no,
I could use a break.
Well, the first thing you see is the mom kind of have her bra out, her cleavage out to kind of sell her point to the male officers there. That's totally what's happening there. Mama was...
Okay.
And I'd love for you to sing
I would.
this too.
Sure.
So let's organize it that way. I'm kind of amped up. You're following. You're doing the like, you know, stop it and all right, and maybe chip in.
Chat, okay, the mom, would you smash or pass on the mom?
Certainly free to, whatever. Obviously, just like, let's not be fucking crazy, but let's not put too much pressure on that either. Let's roll the dice and hope we get 6s and 7s.
Yes.
All right, so then I'll take a break. Let's instead of saying like when you feel like it.
Okay, how about 3 minutes in? How about 3 minutes?
in? You'll
3
take
minutes
like
in.
the middle chunk and keep
Okay,
going.
sure, yeah.
And if you break down at that point, you can go like, guys, it's not working.
I want to go drink.
And that big goofball in LA can come back on and do that again if he wants to. Okay.
Okay. So this
And
is
then
your
I'll
first
come
point.
back. I'll come back. You know how long I take. You know.
Yeah.
The crank.
Find the lotion, get the tissues. Okay, so
Find the lingerie stream, one that's new. Then just go to hardcore porn. Then clean up. Oh no.
well, why would you be wiping your...
You know what? I was just gonna shut up and let the stream play, but that involves Ben talking even more, and actually, people are dropping now. Wow. Ben told Dalmatian that Grace will send him nudes if Dee goes to what? To California to see Ruby and Ava. So they're still kind of messing with her, huh? That truce is not even a truce, man. It was never a truce. Yeah, Ben gets sensitive when you say he talks too much. He does, man. Man, Patience gets that trophy, man. He gets that plaque. I should make a real medal and give it to him. Be like, Patience, you won. Oh, that should be the new song. Patience, you totally won. Made Ben cry. Patience made Ben cry. Big Patience. Ben talks too much. Something like that. And I just hit a bunch of chords. There you go. Send it to Patience, but like, there you go.
your mouth.
That's a vibe of it. This is a very
Sussy
special
baka.
Crank. This is a very special crank session. Okay, that's like a mutual cranking. It takes a little longer. Sometimes less.
Oh, I got to take a piss, but
So
I'm going to let
your
it
first
play.
point is the framing
I
of the
probably
entire
won't
video
miss
in
the
the
thing.
intro.
No. What I'm going to do is
Okay.
roll tape.
Okay.
Then I'll say it. But yes, that is the point.
Okay.
Like I'd rather do the thing than illustrate it than say,
Sure.
like, here's the thing. Now
Sure.
watch it, then explain it rather than explain it ahead of time, then watch it to prove what I'm explaining.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm asking folks here, you pick up on this. Okay, so let's say it's a basic kind of media training 101, even if you disagree, okay? The idea is that whenever someone is doing something, okay, they have a bias, whether or not you want to admit it. We all have biases. We have worldviews that we come from. And you may not have a strong one, but everyone is going to have one to make it interesting, right? You get a moral take, usually. Sometimes things are just purely like, this is wild. But like, usually that this is effective. I'm not sure this channel, maybe some people know, I have a feeling like this is called Police Watch. It's got 620K subscribers, very big channel. Generally, I think these, let's ask him, I'm going to do this fucking thing with chat today.
Okay.
Okay, let's put our little thinking caps on, okay? And I'm going to force you fuckers to not say like, hey, I'm better than this. Anyways, why doesn't Grace suck you my dick? Okay, we're not doing that today. Today it's the classroom. If you can't handle being in the classroom, go to Ruby Stream, where filthy pig behavior is welcomed. Only if it's against us, though. Be careful. Don't. There's a line, as Big Pussy said yesterday. And the line is, anything's fine when it goes your way, but when the same exact thing comes my way, I act like what I am, which is a big, precious pussy. Now, that's on.
Okay.
And let's start using like a little bit of what the internet has given us, maybe a little like ability to see different perspectives, because we've seen different things. We can kind of understand there's always motivations. You know, there's always, like, okay, without going crazy. Okay. First of all, this entire is what actually are we watching?
Do you want me to answer? I think I know the answer. Are we asking?
Okay,
we're
wait.
asking chat.
Someone tell me, using the context clues, what are we actually watching? In other words, like, what is this?
You had to categorize it.
Wait. This is what?
Come on, guys. You're not that stupid. A video.
Okay. Beatings.
Smart
all right.
ass.
No, beatings. What is it?
Process?
No, so the beatings will continue until morale is improved. This is it. This could be it for ThorpTube.
True crime.
Okay, maybe I'll be more specific. Okay, if this was in court, what would they label this? Like, what actually is this? Use your fucking brain for a second. Other than being a YouTube video, what actually is this? It's pretty much 100% this.
Evidence.
Come on, guys.
Evidence? Okay, actually, people already said my guesses. I'm not sure. Content?
No, I'm saying just what, like, descriptively. What is this from beginning to end?
All right, guys,
what
did I miss anything?
Watching? What are we watching?
Daddy issues. Guys, focus.
Right,
your mom. A police interaction?
Well, okay, but like, I'm not saying, I'm saying literally what is the thing, and if you didn't have this, there would be nothing here. What is it that we're watching? Look in the
footage
upper
from a
right-hand
police
corner.
body cam.
Yes, we are watching footage from a police body camera. Okay, I don't think the mother is videotaping or taping this, and I don't think the dad is, and I don't think there's a bystander.
No, yeah.
And I don't think Police Watch was here at the scene.
Nope.
Okay, so you do know. And how do we know that, Grace? How do we know this is police footage?
Well, it's the Axon Body 3 thing.
Axon Body 3, right? Axon only sells to police and military, I think. If anything says Axon Body 3 like that, also you see the redaction of the kids, like.
Also, the POV is clearly from.
Wait, can I finish? Other people can do that, but like that looks like police kind of.
Grace, shut up. Let Ben talk.
Kind of stuff. So this is.
Yeah, Grace, we're not here for you. Let Ben talk. I'm here for Ben. I'm trying to show my chest like he does, man. Tell you what, man.
This was obtained by.
People who request FOIA.
FOIA requests.
Yeah.
All right. So by a FOIA request is the answer. People who is just excess garbage. Obviously, everything that happens pretty much happens from human beings doing something. I'm not going to get caught up in that point, but like the answer is FOIA request. This is a FOIA request. Now, a FOIA request comes from someone and is given to a police department. Now, put yourself in the position of Police Watch. Okay, I make these types of videos. Now, how are you going to continue getting this? Okay, so you're not, like, it's impossible to surveil all police interactions.
Never mind. Hearing Ben trying to explain the setup here is like, dude, this was 1.5 speed. I'm going to have to double. I'm going to double the speed.
Right? So how are you actually getting good videos? you see what I'm
listening
saying?
to police scanners and thinking.
Do you know how many people in the United States of America? Do you know how many people you have to employ to do that? There's no way they're doing that, Grace.
Reading reports, like local reports, and looking for interesting stories. I've actually never thought
That's
about it.
very, 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 very. Can anyone help Grace out? Who's like has a brain and usually a pair of balls would help here. Like just use common guy sense.
Unfinished business says viewers like us send in the information.
Okay, so maybe sometimes viewers like if there's so like some of our police interactions with the cops where they're not like they might send that in. Where else though? I mean, who else would be a real good source for like who would know? It's in. I'm giving the answer in the description. Who would really know when there's a really good police video?
The police. The police.
The police.
Okay.
Now the police are free. Like this stuff is publicly available, so the police are free. And you
slam
want to
them.
relationship. So I agree the user thing. But you're gonna really want to
now I'm regretting it.
Outcompete.
Yeah.
And what
all right, here we go. You watch me.
Cops to do something which they don't have to do.
Money.
I don't know if you can pay cops to do this. Really, I think that would be because then the cop in some way maybe.
We'll start with Mr. Black.
I don't think cops would go there. But what would cops like?
To look good?
Generally speaking, if you make the cops look bad,
yeah,
they're not gonna want to give you more stuff, right? Because other cops are gonna go, well, like, oh fuck, dude, like, you know,
I get it, yeah.
Like if you're a cop hating cop, or you know what I mean, like if you're not gonna give stuff that makes cops look bad, you might, but then
that's not how this works at all, Ben. What? They didn't get the footage because they make the cops look good. Does Ben not know how a FOIA request works?
it would be more like, you know, like secret kind of like shit. But like generally speaking, you want your profession to look good. There's a lot of controversy about cops.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying people get paid to, but I would be surprised if like PR people actually, you know, kind of had interactions with these type of channels. But there's a lot of these type of channels. This shit is hot on the
All right, shot one.
This guy. This isn't even like a murder type one.
70,000.
Like
This is a relatively small one.
70,000 views. But like, how hard? If you know about editing, right? Some of these dummies out here don't know shit about that. Okay, but like, how hard is this video to make once you get the FOIA footage?
Be driving to Houston around 4.
Framing and
Captions,
CC, you don't even have to. Like, that's all
watch
done, like, easily through a
AI.
simple
Japanese
AI.
metal
They're
concert.
so lazy they didn't even fix it where it's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
So it's cheap money. You don't need talent, which is what you're seeing right here.
I'm good and toasty by then.
Which is what you're seeing right here.
And right
You don't
here.
need to see titties, which you're seeing right here.
Hell yeah.
You don't need to see, as Dave and Ruby were obsessed with. 80s Riz.
Dance some more, Ben.
You don't need any of that. You could be drooling out of the side of your face, or hiring someone drooling out of the side of their face who could just basically edit something. You bang it out.
All right, shot number
in 5
2.
minutes, and you got 70K views. Man, I would
Mr.
kill for
Black.
70K views. All right?
Yeah.
But they're also not getting the interaction that we're getting. But like, okay, so all of this to say, you're going to agree with this point, and I want to have a poll about this.
Okay.
Then I have to take a shit. Now, what I'm saying is, this is going to some extent, bias, especially successful, like high-number channels like this, to have a sympathetic view, somewhat sympathetic, I'm not saying crazy, but somewhat sympathetic view towards the police in these interactions, because that relationship matters. Their relationship to the black community doesn't matter. Their relationship to the Hispanic community doesn't matter. Doesn't have any effect on their business. Their relationship to their audience matters in the sense of like wanting to get stuff, but like, okay, and so people, so there's a counterpoint there, like, but also it's not really interesting with cops just look great and it's like smooth. Okay, but,
Yeah,
like,
right.
The audience has a little bit of a different thing, so if you're getting, depending on how much is coming from cops, how much is coming like from the audience might want to see things where cops don't look as good, so maybe more of a mix. But at least to some degree, you're going to see a bias towards police and against the people who get arrested, because the people who get arrested can't sue
All right,
them
we're good with this.
public.
We're good with this goal.
You know, and they're not really defaming anyone here. It would be really hard for them to get sued by the people who get locked up.
Yeah.
At the end of the interaction.
You can't sue anybody for this stuff. It's FOIA.
Well, you could if you lied.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah, sure.
It'd be very hard to lie when it's basically just a video. But like, if he didn't get charged with child abuse,
Yeah.
or he didn't get charged at all, and they said that, he could sue them. I mean, the likelihood of this guy suing them is like 0 anyways. He
Yeah.
may not even know whatever
Yeah.
got on TV, although probably he does.
Wait, I had a question for you, though.
15K views.
Unfinished Business brought up a good point. You think that these channels, these videos are from everywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
You think they have, like, interstate connections with police in, like, Alabama, Michigan?
No, they don't. They get the footage and they play it. That's what they do. They're not interacting with the police departments any more than that, Ben. Wait, hold on. No, Ben is absolutely correct. There's a conspiracy here. These channels are here to help promote the police to make it look good, right? All right, last one. Oh, man. And then I got to build up. I should have eaten some. All right, here we go. I'm overthinking it.
In Florida, like, they have personal connections in the stations?
Formal kind of like, do I think that cops like formally have like PR people who send out videos that like make them look good to channels that make them look good? No, I don't think it's on that level.
Well, then what would you say that what's your theory about the connection? Because it makes sense, like, in your town, you have a connection with the cops.
Oh, man.
And they can send,
All right.
one of them can say, this is an interesting thing that happened, you should make a FOIA request.
Yeah.
But nationwide, like, how would they make those connections?
It's a good question. You know, I don't know if like maybe the police union, which is very
All right,
powerful,
yeah, we're good.
extremely well financed.
Thank you, Rizza. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. It took a lot of effort for Rizza to do that. Rizza knows that I'm Mr. Snake Man, too. There's some deep lore about me, okay? Let me say this. I actually like RZA. I think RZA's cool. We had a cool stream together once. We were drinking vodka. To this day, he thinks I was drinking water. No? That's where I brought out the Mr. Black. I can't fake the Mr. Black. I wouldn't. Anyway.
May have a hand in kind of like expediting FOIA generally to I mean, it may be formal or informal. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. It may not be the case. But I would... You mean you're saying, okay, so you're saying like these cops go home, they don't care about social media.
Yeah.
They're just doing their job. The less it shows up on social media, the better, but they understand it's out there, but like, they don't care. Really? You don't think so?
I'm more so saying the logistics
like,
of...
Okay, hold on a minute. This niche of YouTube is huge.
Yeah, it's extremely popular.
Because of two factors. One, these videos are really easy to make. And two, a lot of the interactions are really interesting. Okay.
Hey, I'm just seeing that black chick's cleavage now, and I'm asking chat, would you not get a tit job from her? I mean, I want to motorboat those titties right now.
Because I'm seeing that my point's not really hitting.
Now, I would need to make sure I'm wearing rubber.
But even
because
you're right.
I mean,
and
she would
really
say yes to me for child support, you know?
Some slob at a desk is like, okay, I'll get the 5.
That's why black girls are easy, dude.
I think the perception
Like,
of
they want you to knock them up.
Be that being police friendly,
because they want to hit you up with that child
to gain
support
for us and nothing to lose.
I agree. Yeah.
And then I imagine that there are some channels that do get on a kind of shit list, and they, informally the cops are like, don't give.
Hey, you want to know some neighborhood lore? I'm going to drop some neighborhood lore for you, okay? It's real. I have a neighbor who has a new girlfriend. It's his 40-year-old black girl, okay? He has multiple kids with multiple baby daddies. Now, this neighbor of mine, we don't like each other, but we have like common acquaintances, other neighbors that we like. But the story is wild, and I would tell him, bro, you're making a massive mistake. I'm going to call this guy Coast Guard. He's Coast Guard.
Destroy the Thorps dead man. The Brits approve.
I'm going to change that, dude. I like the better one as TNA. But thank you. Thank you so much, Stinky Brew. This story is very short. It won't take long. Coast Guard is recently divorced, and he has this girlfriend who's black, who has other kids. She's actually a grandma because one of her kids has a kid. So, okay. And she's a 40-year-old black woman. And she has convinced Coast Guard to reverse his vasectomy. And I'm like, bro, she's going to hit you up for child support. Bro, she is going to 100% hit you up for child support. That's what it is. She wants to produce another baby because that makes her money. Am I wrong? Maybe one day you'll see Coast Guard on one of my neighborhood walk streams. Maybe, see, my neighbors don't really want to be in my streams because they don't really want their stuff out there, you know? And I just called this guy Coast Guard. We don't know his name. Not going to say his name. Okay? We don't know anything about him. We don't even know where, right? But it's going to take an intervention to convince him that he's making a mistake. But you know what, though? I don't even really know if I care that much. Anyway, back on this.
Don't fulfill a FOIA request, but like, don't try to help these people because they're anti-cop. Now, I just had a thought also that was
and I'm going to change the
about that. And
The dono animation right now.
No, okay, so,
Change it back to
okay,
the TNA.
would you say these are fairly normie
I don't know what I
videos?
was
Kind of like
thinking.
Conspiracy theorists. These are fairly normie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I was thinking, I need to clean up the
normie
channel a
media,
bit.
How are cops portrayed in normie media, like movies?
Generally good.
Positively, right?
Yeah.
Like all the superhero movies, the cops are good guys, and right? The force for justice, law and order.
Yeah.
I think the media, while being leftist in most cases, is kind of into authoritarianism, right? It's kind of like, the cops got them. Everyone wants to, like, the normies want to hear that, like, justice was served. Our society is good. You can rest at night because the police are there to get you in case something goes wrong, right? That's kind of very normie coded.
The cops are enforcing the leftist politics, so it works for them, right?
Yeah, interesting how, in certain way, okay, but like, now you're getting a little conspiratorial.
So if you have a problem with a dad beating his daughter with a belt over calling his mom, you are now a leftist? Bro, the dad beat his daughter with a belt for calling her mom. How does that make you like a communist?
I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying if you have control of the political narrative and the police follow the rules that are laid out by your policies, why wouldn't you be a fan of the cops? Like,
well, there are people who are not fans of the cops. Okay, so and if you extend the cops to like other forms of like law enforcement, of course, the city of LA is like in flames right now.
Yeah.
But really, no one in the media is going to say like, this is some good.
I mean, not the whole city. Only one part of it.
Mass riots. No one. Like they'll say it's
Mass
understandable,
riots?
but like
Yeah, no.
they'll say like this is peaceful because if it is, no one's going to back violent rioting, which has gone on in cities in America since the 60s, since the what?
Civil
rights movement, interestingly, right? Which we're supposedly in favor of. Okay, right? So the normie thing here. Okay, now there are people who, for various reasons, really dislike the police. There's a large chunk of blacks and Hispanics who really dislike
All
the
right,
police.
I'm looking at the stuff I have.
I think generally don't respect.
You want a Friday the 13th penny shot?
There are a lot of people in
You
far left who see
want
police as a gang, who like it's all about the money. They don't give a fuck about justice.
Oh,
and
let's
they're enforcing their
do.
white supremacist agenda. I think people
Let's
on
just
the
do the
right
boat
tend to
dancing.
think that
That's
like your
the
kind of thing,
best
kind of
one.
critique, like that they're enforcing leftist policies that are anti-family, anti-da-da-da, right? A lot of men
And for the
who
sound,
have been threatened by women with police interaction don't trust the police.
let's
Almost anyone who's
make
ever had,
it.
interaction of any sort has subsequently said like that wasn't good for anyone.
True.
And
My
on
point-
shake it,
police also,
baby.
like, we
Yeah,
really had a lot
shake
of
it,
police who
baby.
said, we don't really do anything.
Or the
like,
anime
most of them are
TNA.
just bullshit.
That
A lot of
one's
police have said that. It's just like,
obnoxious.
We
Wait, what's the
just now,
difference?
Like, we're just helping. Like we're brought into situations where we really can't do much. Okay, so
yeah.
What is my point? How do we get so far afield?
Yeah, I was saying that the police are very portrayed positively.
Oh,
in the
that
media, and I
one's
was saying,
going to get
well,
us
since leftists
copyright
run the
strike.
media,
If this is normie,
why would that be?
If this is normie,
This
that's
one.
my point. My
Okay.
point is, so is this is kind of like a script,
Yeah.
which it's not.
That's
right?
obnoxious, though.
The framing here is going to be like
So how about
one person,
this?
a basically normie take. on
Shake
the
it,
situation.
baby.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
that's
be
better.
are literally taking
That's
footage
better.
and
That's
flipping and
better.
saying like this can be looked at from
That's how it should
radically
be.
different. A radically different viewpoint, and that's interesting. But this is certainly a minority viewpoint. This isn't going to be broadly right. So for the
All
most part,
right,
what
it's
people
been
are
fixed.
selling here is that this is interesting, not so
Yeah.
much that this is challenging the narrative, which is what we're doing, which is much more difficult to do.
Right.
And you need a lot of narration for it. And you can't just frame it like they do in 2 seconds and say here's what happened, and then everyone pretty much gets it. You'd have to be much more.
If you want to test it,
know,
you
with
can,
Context, you'd have
but
to
it's
have
been
much- you have to
fixed.
be much more convincing, which is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to admit that this is a normie thing for whatever reasons, yeah, you want the FOIA request to come through because I know and you know.
It's been talking
that
too
with things
fast
like
for
FOIA
y'all.
requests, if sometimes it comes back and sometimes it
You
seems
want me to
like
slow it
though
down?
they're not going to say no, they're kind of like trying to create problems, right? That's how bureaucracies can say no without saying no, and they can say, because what are you going to do if you go, I made this FOIA request, and well, they'll say, oh, maybe it got lost or whatever, it's at the bottom of the file, or police are wait, be patient with us. There's nothing really telling them they have to do it faster. I mean, if you did a huge investigation of it, maybe you can make a lawsuit, but it'd be hard to do.
Yeah.
If they want to kind of like,
He finally covered the riots. I know, right? He finally covered the freaking riots. I would love to hear Ben's take on the riots. And I want to say I'd probably agree. I would say I'd probably agree. Because I would hope that his take would be based. Man, if you're from Mexico and you want to wave Mexico flags, why don't you just go back to Mexico? Why are you here, man? That's what I mean. Come on, man. It's like only in America, or like it's American riot when they're waving flags that are not American, right? Anyway,
give it to someone else above you. Okay, so I do think there may be some bias there, but there's no bias the other way. There's no bias the other way. Do you see what I'm saying?
What would be bias the other way?
I'm saying there's no incentive to have an anti-police bias, and there's every incentive to have one. Both because normie, you want to like reinforce normie values with your framing. Well, people can make up their own mind largely. It's just a little bit
day off Thorps drama,
which like reassures you that you're moral. You're not saying like these crazy things
that's
are good.
right.
I'm on the side of criminals for goodness sake.
Yeah.
And also,
I took the day off. My wife encouraged me. You should thank her. I normally don't take days off, but I took the day off because I'm gonna see a show tonight and wanted to just have some fun. She convinced me. I want to reach my goal my productivity goal. That way I get my bonus money. I'll get my bonus money.
The people who are literally giving you this footage are going to be more on your side.
I always get that money.
So, does those things have an influence? Yes. But I think thinking it through, there's probably more than anything. Yes.
It's also about entertainment because they want a
that's $300
bucks in a clear narrative that stupid people can follow. That's definitely true.
So Grace, so when these places direct, you can see like a lot of the like thumbnail. Not in this case.
Yeah.
But
oh, and get ready for tomorrow. Supposedly tomorrow there's supposed to be riots all over the U.S. and various cities. Got no kings. Totally not a funded riot. It is. And it's be a bunch of bullshit. Tomorrow, I'm going to charge up the GoPro and see if we can get that thing going for a live stream. Let me hit up my neighbor, my boyfriend neighbor, and see if he still has the magnet phone holder for his motorcycle. I need that thing. Otherwise, it'd be very hard to do what I want to do. I want to ride around and see what we see. If anything, that should be cool. That could be really awesome content. That'd be great. Okay. Let me hit up my boyfriend.
Okay, but yeah, you don't even know what I'm saying. Not in this case, but in many cases. Okay, if like, oh, here's another genre. Young woman drunk acts like asshole. What helps? If she's hot. But it also helps if she's wearing a bikini. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. And that's true. Yeah. That has nothing to do with a bias one way or another. And they can say like, well, people are really interested in the interaction, which they are. But it also is just like, if she's hot, I'd click them on. Maybe, you know, and I'm not particularly like a gooner.
Well,
speaking of which, I have to go.
We didn't even get 3 minutes into the video.
Okay, so we didn't even watch.
Yeah, because Ben talks a lot.
Do that to my kid. She gonna make her cry and tell us.
On June 23, 2022, police were called after a father took his idea of discipline way too far, leaving even the officers questioning his judgment.
Okay,
that's actually not.
All
Really,
right,
like,
all right. Now that they're playing the video, I'm gonna slow it down a bit because everyone else talks faster than they do.
Questioning his judgment. What do you mean, leaving the officers even? Questioning his judgment. Leaving even the officers. Like as if that's like unusual. Of course, the officers were called in to question his judgment. And they did.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't just question it. Okay. But anyways, the framing here is like, this is not really journalism. This isn't like, and this is not being framed as like, hey, you decide. There's two interesting issues. Although they do portray her first, and then they do have his voice in it. And that's throughout the whole thing. Because that's much more interesting. There's at least some tension. It was just like obvious, open and shut. Then no. But they are framing in a way which I don't really think, like in other words, if this was brought as a court case, and you say like, okay, this is the case, and we call this the case in which the dad obviously went too far, they'd be like, objection, Your Honor, like that's framing it. Why don't you just say her versus him? Do you see what I mean?
It's biased from the get-go.
It's kind of biased.
Or I asked
and
him.
also, you know, here
I thought he had one.
Also, like, it's a
I know he
white
had
voice,
one. He showed
very
me.
clearly. It's a kind of normie.
It's a pretty cool magnet holder on the gas tank, and you put your cell phone there. I used to have one on the handlebar, but that thing broke down because of the heat. You guys saw that a few years ago. I actually did take you guys on a bike ride. It was actually, some people said it was kind of stupid what I did, but it didn't really matter to me because the address I showed you, I don't live there anymore. There's not a house there. I did a bike tour. I went to all the various places I used to live and used to go to and all this stuff on the motorcycle. And it doesn't matter because my parents sold the house, and now the house turned into storage units. It's so sad, really, think about it. The house that my kids kind of, at least my oldest kid, grew up in as a baby, is now just storage units. It's so sad. It is. You got tears for the dead man family home now being storage units. Can we get some respect in the chat? Please don't spit on it. You can spit on the storage units. That's cool. I'll spit on them too. Tomorrow we'll go ride a bike to the storage units and spit on the storage units. I'll piss on them. We'll do public peeing. Public peeing, yeah. Let's do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll all publicly piss on the storage unit. I think they might have cameras. But good thing is, I'm a white man. I can get away with this.
Voice very clearly. It's not like, hey man, you know what I mean? It's not like, do bitches go too crazy these days? You know, like you see Myron or kind of framing it that way. Here's another dumb fucking hoe ruining her kid's life. Let's watch. You know,
Right.
LOLCOW
or from a father's
Rejects.
rights kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very normy, like, and you know, I would say loose.
LOLCOW Rejects here in the chat. I'm glad you're here. You best fix yourself. LOLCOW Rejects is no more. It's really just a PDF. It's LOLCOW PDF files. That's what it is. LOLCOW PDF files. That's what LOLCOW Rejects should be branded. Every single one of you. Spicoli clearly said what he said. He had fantasized about what he wants to do with Grace's 15-year-old sibling. And then he said, no, when she turns 18. But he has that fantasy. He has a bunch of fantasies, very gross and disgusting fantasies that he wants to enact and waiting, chomping at the bit for when she turns of age. If that's not gross to you, then I want nothing to do with you. I'm not going to ban you. You're welcome to be in the chat. Everyone's welcome to be here. Okay? I don't care what your baggage is. I'll just let chat figure it out. Okay? That's the way it should be. Telling you, man, no more banning. No more banning. No more banning. No more mods. No more bullshit. Let the chat run free. Let it do what it wants to do. That's fine.
This whole genre comes out of like people who it's appealing to people who don't really have a lot of police interactions, because I think people who do, you know, just kind of like, yeah, I've seen this a million times. It's not really appealing to people who are in this situation. It's kind of made for white people to go, let's take a look into the wild world of the blacks.
I think that's true.
And also here it's
these body cams aren't always about black people, but if 13% is doing most of the bullshit, whoa, what? I mean,
to a normie view of feminism, father takes discipline too far.
Mother is outraged and protects her kids.
It's not saying like anything like fathers can't have discipline.
Yeah.
But clearly it's framed like, should this guy go to jail for this, or just was it like just pretty bad?
Right.
It's not about the mother and her behavior, or the daughter and saying like,
what did the mom do? What did the daughter do? The daughter called the mom and said, hey, put yourself on mute, because you got to hear how my dad is reacting right now. Maybe the daughter was actually afraid of the dad. Maybe the dad was going crazy. Maybe the dad's kind of like you, Ben. Maybe the dad was going crazy on stuff. I mean, the daughter actually sounded choked up on her words. I heard fake crying before, okay? I had sat there and interviewed kids when they'd fake bullshit me on stuff, okay? And then the real shit. But like you could tell the difference. She was choked up, dude. She was worked up in a way that's like, it's hard to produce. Anyway.
Should teenage daughters be able to disrespect their father? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That would change it.
Oh, PDL. That's right. We need to be factually accurate. Is she 15 or 16? Though that wouldn't change a single thing, would it? But it's good to be factually accurate. I do agree with that. So let the fact hunters run and let us know and report back to us.
So the framing is really important. I don't think they thought it through from a political point of view. They're just saying like, it's the obvious normie take.
I'm a little toasted.
You gotta go. All right.
Don't look at me, please. Continue the show.
All right. Take the okay. Yeah. Richard,
What the fuck? This is the second time Ben has done this. Just put it on normal speed. What is happening here?
And her behavior, or the daughter, and saying like, should teenage daughters be able to disrespect their father? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That would change it. So the framing is really important. I don't think they thought it through from a political point of view. They're just saying like, it's the obvious normie take. Speaking of taking, I have
you gotta
limited
go.
time.
You gotta go. All right.
Don't look at me, please. Continue the show.
All right. Take the okay. Yeah. Richard,
Grace is like, the stream is on. I can't give you a blowjob now. Hold on here, Ben.
I'm gonna make it.
Wow. Yeah. Ben is getting too old to stream.
Yeah. Richard, I did want to say that I saw your chat. I don't understand why anybody in custody talks to police. I think it was something like that. And yeah, I agree. It's super, super stupid. I understand the inclination though, which is like to explain yourself, but like it's just so stupid. Because my dad has always said this to me, like, well, at least recently he said it, like, their job is to incriminate you, to find as much incriminating stuff against you as possible. That's their job. It's not personal, but like if you give them anything, you could be innocent, but what they want to find out is who to incriminate. They're not your friends. By their own logic, they would admit that. Okay, let's continue.
What you phone up?
What happened? What's going on?
My kids. Don't do that to my kids.
So what happened?
Look, I can't lie. I'm talking to them right now. Hold on. Look at my big face.
Okay, I'd like to point out something here. Look at my baby's face. Okay, I don't know if this is like a cultural thing, but I do think referring to your daughter, who's clearly like 11 to 13 years old, as a baby is infantilizing, and it's...
Grace, shut the fuck up. That's her baby. That's her baby. You don't know shit. You don't know a fucking goddamn thing. That's her fucking baby. Her baby got hit in the fucking face. Sorry that your mom didn't call you a baby. Okay? Sorry you didn't have that. Okay? All right? So look at this. You got a mom who's actually trying to be protective of her daughter because her daughter got hit in the fucking face by her daddy. I'm sorry that your mom couldn't do that for you. Okay?
It's typical black mama stuff, but like, she's not a baby no more. Okay? And also, she's not your baby. She's your plural baby. She's not my baby. And in fact, I know this kind of...
You know what? No, I'm okay with that too. Let it be her baby. It's her baby. It's her baby. Like,
old school,
anyway.
but children are their father's children, not the mother's children. That's how it was seen legally for a long time. I understand it's seen differently legally now. And of course...
What the fuck are we talking about? Like, it came out of her vagina, right? Came out of her vajayjay, right? I know the dad shot the load in her. God damn. The dad... Just shut the fuck up, Grace.
The mother is the mother, but the children are the father's children. I don't know how that makes sense. Like, it's his progeny. It's his lineage. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that, but like... Because
in the black culture, they don't buy into that bullshit. Where are the dads in the black culture, huh? The black community, huh?
The mother is the bearer and the father is the selector. They're his progeny. They're his children. If you're going to say they're anybody's, they're both of yours. If you're going to say they're anybody's, they're not yours.
Okay, Grace. Educate us more.
You see the...
Children are the father's children. With that mentality, you're a failure because you're a daughter, not a son. Well, I don't even know what that means. I literally have no idea what that means. Am I saying that it's better to be a male than a female?
The whip on face right here. The whip right here.
Can you turn your face to the... And what was that with?
What else here?
Okay, so my dad's wrong about this. Because I thought the welt was from the belt. Somebody says she has a welt on her face. We can't see it in the video. But he said that was from when the black dad reached around and slapped her. And he said he slapped her on her shoulder, but he obviously slapped her in the face. But she says the welt on her face was from a belt. I don't know what to think about that. I'm inclined to say a belt that's hitting the face is a bit too far. But it could be an accident that he was just reaching around and got her face but didn't mean to. That's one thing. But like actively using a belt on the face is kind of crazy, I think.
Whoa, Grace, be careful. Ben is going to correct you. Let me correct you before Ben does. Using a belt on the face, according to Ben code, is actually great parenting. Grace, you've not been dad-peeled enough. Get ready to be daddy-peeled.
I'm saying you're his successor, you're his prodigy, you're supposed to be a male to do that on your father's side.
That's right, PDL. Of course, Paranormal Drama almost says the other day, Ben also claimed that Grace's sister is a legal adult, but that's patently untrue. Well, it is. It is untrue. She's 15 or 16. Either way would make her underage. which means Spicoli should not be wanting to fantasize about doing very graphic sexual things with her, but Spicoli does want to do those things. And LOLCOW Rejects endorses that. In fact, they support that. In fact, they'll be there cheering on Spicoli as he does those gross things to Maggie. That's right. Ooh, oh. Is that how I'm supposed to say your name? Ooh, ooh, oh. It might be a furry, but I guess everyone's welcome to the chat now. Furries, queers, everyone's welcomed. Liberals, conservatives, everyone. Okay? That's what I'm doing now. And, yeah, getting hit in the face is her area of expertise. Of course. You should cover what you know, right?
Yeah, I would say the way it works is that my brothers will continue my father's lineage, and me and my sister will continue, if we get married, our husband's lineage. I think that's how it works, because you take on their name. Like, I would no longer be my father's family. I would be my husband's family. So I do believe that's kind of how it works, yeah. I'm not continuing my dad's progeny. He belted her in the face. Well, look, that's what we just... Look, watch this part again. Yeah. You see the welt on her face right here.
The welt right here.
You don't see the welt, Grace. You blurred it.
I don't know how big of a welt it is. We can't see.
And what was that with?
Okay, so she said it was with the belt. So how did she get welted in the face with a belt? I do...
Belts can hit faces, Grace.
I think it's a little too far to lash your kids in the face with a belt. But if it's an accident and you're just reaching back and you accidentally get her face and you didn't mean to, that's different.
What else?
Grace should totally work Child Protective Services, and nothing would change. They would be about the same. Still can't protect shit.
Man, look at my baby girl, man.
Who did this? The child's father? Or your father?
But the kid could also be confused and, you know, just be saying it was the belt when he slapped her. I don't know, but it does seem like the kid clearly says it was the belt.
Ever done anything like this before?
Hold up. You know how she is.
Did you make her attention? Did you put the phone down?
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
Not much.
Is this your daughter?
Okay. She's gonna make her cry and tell us some drink. I already know. She put me in twice already.
Dad? Hey. I got an important update.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you know that welt on the girl's face? Ooh,
Yeah.
what is that? That was from the belt. At least that's what the kid said.
Ow. Hold on a second, Grace.
Yeah, sorry. Welcome back. I was so excited to tell you.
Oh. It's had a double whammy because sometimes it's urgent bowel movements, but at the same time, getting up and down from a toilet seat is a back issue. So,
sorry.
Ben can't even get up and down on the ivory throne? Dude, that should be of no problem. If a man can't sit on the ivory throne without strain, he is not a man anymore.
Sorry.
I re-injured my back doing that once.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say again.
Days.
Yeah.
Ah, he re-injured his back. Sitting down and emptying his bowels. The strain of... that is so embarrassing.
I know.
So it's like, not a minor thing.
Sorry about that.
Anyways.
I believe those are the fuel filters.
DIY video.
Unboxing. These are my Hengst HW27K fuel filter.
And with the hole.
And it has the sensor.
Doesn't have a sensor, it has the hole.
I mean, yeah, right.
Remove this, and you get the hole.
Glistening, open, ready to go.
I think this is the right one, baby.
Or Daisy.
Does it look like that?
Yes.
Do you even remember what it looked like?
Yeah. It looked like that. It didn't look like the one you previously bought.
I didn't ask that.
Well, I remember distinctly it had the 3 things, not the one. The last one you got only had 2.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you about the video.
I think we got the right one, baby.
Okay, that's awesome. And we have 2, so we have backup. And I think I can replace this fairly easily.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
I already know how to get there. But listen about the video, right? Okay, this is an important point. When the mom is saying, look, just listen to this right here.
Close your eyes.
She's looking at her face, right? She's looking at the kid's face.
You see the wet on face right here? The wet right here.
Can you turn your face to the... And what was that with?
Okay.
Belt.
The kid says he hit her in the face with a belt. I would say lashing your kids in the face with a belt is too far. That's kind of crazy.
Well, I think the kid's lying.
You think the kid's lying? Okay, because I also said the kid could be lying.
Who's telling? Who's like the influence right there?
Her mother, her mama.
Right. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to reconstruct this. It wouldn't be a big deal. We could do it on a whiteboard. Like, there seemed to be 2 incidents. One when she was on the phone.
Why do you think
he's driving? And he admitted
to reaching back
he
and
said
slapping
it was
her
on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then there was a separate one. And a belt, like, I don't even know. Okay, let's try it.
Let's do some experiments.
Or if we're going to demonstrate this here. I mean, the dad actually says later on he did hit her with a belt. So, I mean.
Well, I have one of these gay belts.
Oh, not real leather.
This isn't a real
Soft the chat.
disciplinary belt.
It's fabric.
Well, I mean, if you're saying you're whipping someone with a belt, I don't think many people would whip someone with a belt on the face.
No, I don't think so.
And that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
But if the daughter's sitting behind you on the phone and you don't like what she's doing. I mean, there's literally a video of me doing that with you at a certain point where I go,
Yeah. Yeah.
I, may have made slight contact with you, but you were annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something else. So,
Yeah. But the thing is, would a slap leave
sense. But like,
a welt?
who's this big-titted one? Is that the mother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, obviously the mother has the influence of the daughter of saying, maximize. That's what mommy wants. So I wouldn't take her testimony in this situation to be. And kids are not honest.
Yeah, I'm not saying she necessarily
they're
is.
creatures of influence.
But the kid also did differentiate between when he slapped her and beat her with the belt, or disciplined her with the belt.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Like, I had. Okay, yes. If a father takes his daughter, stops at the side of the road, it takes a belt and whips her on the face with the belt. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's possibly what
happened. If you
happened.
whip a daughter on the face with the belt, you're not going to have a welt like you see this here. It's going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Ben, it could leave a welt. What are you talking about? I mean, okay. No, that's right. Ben is the expert. If you hit a kid in the face with a belt, it's not going to leave a welt. It's going to leave something even worse than that. Okay.
His faces are very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to do much to get a black eye
Mm-hmm.
or a black guy, as you know.
Thanks, Ruby.
As every white girl knows. I mean, it doesn't take much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And, you know, like a little bit of poison.
I like what their chat is saying. A face beating is after period. Yeah, exactly.
Ivy,
not sure what period.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Do you want to show it?
I don't have it. It would take me too long to look for it.
Okay, no problem. But, you know, like a little bit of poison ivy, it's just skin irritation. It blows right up.
Yeah.
And everyone knows if you are like this terrible child abuser, which, of course, the mother was honest to some degree, saying he's never laid his hands on his kids before, which is, I think, crazy. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, she said he's never beat him like this before.
But she said he's never laid his hands on them.
No. Not beating him like this before and not laying hands are two different things, Ben.
No, forget it. Just join them all. Just go over there right now to the police station. She said that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, did she?
Yeah, Grace, take your daddy pill.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I
wrote it down here. He's never hit them.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm wrong. Yeah.
But she may have said it. I mean, I think the problem here.
Oh,
is
the
she's
bin
a
car
liar.
baby just now?
But like,
I totally missed that. Totally missed that. Probably. Oh, man. I'm going to say CE caught that.
all liars, like, it's not totally made up. Like, Martians came down. She's not going to say that.
Right.
But, like, she's an exaggerator of things and frames it one way in one instance, another way, because she doesn't want him to get in too much trouble.
Right. Why? She wants to keep doing this shit with him?
I just think she has some respect for him. And
that's why she says she was hit in the face with a belt.
If she lies about him in front of the cops, the kids might either openly contradict her, or at least will say, like, "Mom, that's not true."
It's not making any sense here.
You know what I mean? So it's like how the Israelis play things. You know, it's like, you know,
how the Israelis play things.
Genocide. What are you talking about? Oh, Trump wants to clear it. Yeah, sure. Oh, anyways, I guess we're clearing it.
Yeah.
These people can't live here. What do you mean we did it? They did it. We're just, I mean, let's be honest. They can't live there. Ethnic cleansing. No, it's called humanitarian aid force. We love everything and we kill people who are just not in line right. I mean, it's their fault. Hamas again. So it's like, this is kind of like what we're dealing with here. I am going to admit, frankly, that the dad.
You know what? We're running out of time for Ben to become a Hassan orbiter. We're running out of time because Hassan might actually get taken by the FBI.
He's obviously downplaying it. Okay, knowing that, like, the evidence is going to be what it's going to be. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see, like, what the face looks like.
Right.
But my guess is that this does not look like a man with like a 30-inch waist or something like that. He's skinny.
Yeah.
Takes off a leather belt and hauls off on his daughter's face with it.
Yeah, I agree. Because they would have had a much more extreme reaction.
Wasn't she kind of saying up here, pointing on the face?
Yeah, something like that.
Dad's never going to go for the eyes with a belt. Like, no dad's ever. And that'd be crazy.
He was hitting with a belt. He wasn't really aiming. He was just hitting her.
I mean, generally, like, a kind of this is going to look a lot different than a belt mark.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And he even said, I took battery classes. And, you know, I think at some point he must have asked, like, can I discipline my kids? And the guy said, like, yeah, you can, but, like, not the face.
Yeah.
But, like, the butt or that area.
He was careful to say it was the shoulder and below
Yeah.
between the waist and the knee, something like that.
Knowing that it was going to be what it was going to be, but maybe in his mind, like, and I'm just saying, people do, like, in his mind, he thought it was her shoulder, so he can like say, like, I thought it was her shoulder, I missed, and I guess I did hit her in the face.
Yeah.
But I'm probably pretty sure at that point he did say, like, oh shit, I did hit her in the face, and
He was just gonna cover.
I don't know whether he
Understandably.
intended to hit her in the face, but like obviously prudentially he would say, like, that's not a good idea, but like whatever. I don't think slapping a bitch in the face is a bit, like your fucking asshole daughter in the face is a big deal, but punching her is.
Right.
But I think he knows, like, in the eyes of law, it's just a big fucking thing about it, which is the real point here.
Okay.
So I don't know why you had to go take us down that goddamn tangent, but okay. At least you're interested. I was excited that this package might be my
that's on the way. I think they reshipped it.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds like it's not on the way. Gotta be
Well,
honest.
I saw.
What do they call it? Socks to sickers? Like, I don't think that's true. Something to something.
What's that, CE? Oh, bro, my black friend's dad beat him with a telephone cord when he was 5. Newports don't play. Yeah. That happens sometimes. Yeah. Telephone cords. Yeah. When I did CPS, HDMI cords would be used as whips. They'd be whipping. The black people would be whipping their kids. And I try to, I would report that to my supervisor. Be like, hey, yeah. So this family, I mean, the black and they were whipping their kids with a cord. She's like, whipping. Yeah, with a cord. Yeah. With the HDMI cord. Seems a little bit much. Now on the back and stuff. Yeah, we didn't do anything because it's on the back and it's like whatever, it's not a vital part of the body. But I thought it was interesting, like in a kind of racial way. It's like you're just doing what the white man did to you, huh? Onto your kids, huh? How's that working?
I don't think that's push to shove, kind of like, push comes to shove. I just don't put my money on it.
Well, I saw an eBay notification that said your shipment has been reshipped or something like that. So what else would that apply to?
What else?
Sex toys.
Man, look at my baby girl, man.
Who did this? The child's father? Is it your father?
Has he ever done anything like this before?
Hold up. You know how she is.
You do me a favor, Tank? You just put the phone down?
Yeah.
What's going on over here?
Not much.
Is this your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I have to take another one of my antiviral pills for my eye. I'll be right back. Let me know if I miss anything.
She's gonna make her cry and tell us. I already know.
All right, wait a second, Grace. Can you catch me up? I mean, you just come in here and go like detail. Okay, it's like, but I wasn't watching the stream. By the way, I didn't get a cigarette.
No, I know. I thought you were gonna go out for one.
I didn't have. Well, it was an emergency, so I didn't have time to key.
You wanna go have one now?
Is there one?
In the RV, yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to get in the RV. Why don't you just bring them up here and then I can?
Sure, no problem. But can I have one and then bring them up here, please? Nothing. We're only 1 minute in. Nothing really happened. The only point I made is
just
that.
catch me up briefly.
Okay, so they come and interview the mother, and I was pointing
that
out that
point.
she keeps saying like she's
My
my
baby.
baby,
Yeah.
and then I noticed the belt to that the girl said that he belted her in the face, and then that we're here. That's
Yeah,
the
go
only
have
two
one
things.
now. Says laughing cedar. Do you need that?
No, you held on to that.
I held on to that.
You hold on to that.
Well, what did you say?
Held. A belt is a powerful motivator, Grace. If you whip him, he will figure out a way to get into the RV.
I mean, I can get into the RV, but can't I?
Just go outside.
Yeah, can't we make it a little easier for me?
But you're gonna keep going with this while I go do that.
Maybe I'll have a breakdown. I know I did wrong. He's right. Grace is a good person.
Okay, I'm going to have my smoke.
No,
I'm
not going to indulge
done.
that. I'm not going to indulge that. Grace, don't
sorry.
throw those.
That wasn't. I didn't.
Out of here.
That was a genuine.
No,
accident.
now you get the real thing. Get out of here.
Okay. It was though. I didn't mean to put them down that.
Oh,
far.
I didn't realize how gravity works.
You've
You
done
don't
that
understand.
No, your headphones are
You
lighter
don't
than mine.
understand.
Your
I don't know how gravity works.
Your headphones are lighter than mine. You've done
I'm
that
not
before,
getting-
and it didn't do any damage.
I'm not getting
These headphones are broken anyways. They're duct
gaslit.
taped.
I'm not getting gaslit that you didn't understand how gravity worked for a brief minute.
It's a belt.
You drop something heavy, it's going to be crazy.
Okay.
From up above. Fucking asshole. No. She never took physics. Exactly. She missed that class in high school. So, that's why those headphones are broken.
Hey.
Duh. What are you going to do? Be abusive about it?
Damius gifted a sub. Thank you, Damius.
Thank you, Damius.
Does this work
You're
to
a
press?
victim of gravity.
Okay.
You're a victim of the lack of knowledge about gravity. It's mommy's fault, really. Einsteinian physics was not covered in our little homeschool curriculum, nor was anything else.
You sure you don't have the RV key?
I do.
It's not on the table. Oh.
It's in my pocket.
If I can fit my finger
Excuse me?
into your pocket. Your mini shorts make it very difficult to
Get
get
your finger
anything.
away from my crotch altogether, young lady. Fucked by the fickle finger of fate. You ever heard that? All right. So we're going to talk about this. Is just a warm-up. This is an aperitif, an appetizer.
Twice already. She can't stand that tonight. This is not she can't.
Now, I just want you to notice some things about this guy. He's not an African. Okay, Africans are different. He's a black guy, but he's pretty chill for a black guy in this kind of a situation. He's really coming across as quite reasonable. He's compliant. He's on the phone. He's not starting shit with the officers, and he's kind of saying like, he's kind of resigned here. And there are a few things to notice. Like, I don't know if he said it yet, but he's like, his thing is like, this bitch here, ain't nothing you can do. She always got to make a mess of shit, right? And I don't know if he said, but like, he's like, when the kids, I didn't even come to pick up the kids. I sent my brother to pick up the kids because I didn't want to get into it with her, right?
So what exactly happened tonight? Oh, nothing much.
So why did he?
Because.
Okay, but I think it was in that thing where he said like, I sent my brother, and also like a little thing like, notice like after the shit happened, he just brought the kids back, and the mom didn't say there was any problem or any like dangerous situation. He acted perfect. Like, so there was this thing that happened, and look at the dynamics of what was happening here. Okay, so we don't know a lot of things like what was the arrangement, why did he have them that day, but that didn't seem to be a contention. It seemed like whether it was worked out by the courts or worked out informally, everyone was good with this man being with his kids. Now, this black man with young kids. Okay, now I literally remember in LA seeing sometimes and around, I'll see a black man. Oh, I remember we were on the train with a black family who had like 5 kids and a dad who was there, and like, I gotta say, there are a lot of pressures against, mostly internal. I don't really think it's the man, but like there are a lot of internal pressures making it hard to be a black man who has a relationship, any relationship at all with his kids. Many of it is like stereotypes, but a lot of it is black women's anger. There's a lot of dysfunctionality among blacks. And also there's like a kind of I do think there's some degree to which, whether legitimate or not, people like do see black men in a negative light and expect them to be underperformers. Whether you think that's genetic or whatever, there is a kind of expectation of there's just a culture of low expectations. So prima facie, on the face of it, nothing else being said, like, props to this guy, right? He wants to have a relationship with his kids. And I think he's got 2. Yeah, he's got 2 kids. Okay. And a lot of black men don't think it's possible. And here you could see kind of why. Because I didn't hear anything about like that there was an inherent problem until guess who got involved here, right? So let's hear about it.
I called my daughter's phone and I said, he got angry.
Now we want to notice something about this woman. She is seriously overweight. He was in great shape. And maybe the teeth weren't, it seemed like maybe the dental stuff could have been like brought up to speed, but like, this is a woman who eats way too much. She's not extremely overweight, but she's self-indulgent. I don't see that when I look at him.
Issues. If you look innocent, you see, he done been in jail for ass finger in my baby. I called my daughter's phone. I hear him back home.
Okay. Now she's talking trash about him to the police, which is something that black people are on paper very, very leery to do to other black people, right? Until they feel like it, and then it's great. But like, there are like, do you know why there are so many unsolved murders in inner cities? It's not because they're particularly difficult to solve. It's because people don't participate in the investigations because either they're afraid that if they're witnesses, they will get attacked themselves, or they feel like there's enough black men in jail, I don't want to put another one in there. Okay, so the idea of just like ruining another black man's reputation. Now, I don't think she's not telling the truth, but they're like, she's like, he got a big history. Check it out. Okay, but what's the history that she's referring to? It's all stuff that she's got him in trouble for. I didn't hear her say, he's got with kids, or like he's been in a lot of or he's a drug dealer. No, it's like, well, he beat me up when I was pregnant, which, to be honest, depending on what that means, yes, if you took a baseball bat to a pregnant woman's belly, okay, that's one thing. But like, if you smack a bitch in the face and she's pregnant, it's not going to kill the baby. There's a lot of strength there. And my guess is that like, because she was pregnant, she decided to use that as like a power move on him. Because she knew it's just, when you're a pregnant woman, you can.
Oh, wait, hold on here. Look at this angle. Never mind. We totally not have a tit job by the mama. You see this angle? This gives you a good this gives you everything you need to know. First off, her tits, there's no support there. Look at that. They're like flapjacks, dude. They're not really big. They're not good. She doesn't have good tits. How's it going? Did I miss anything important? Did I miss anything important? I decided to help my kids with using the air fryer. They're going to have French fries and nacho cheese for lunch. Some call them, I guess, fried nachos or whatever. Okay. They're kids. It's lunch. It's not going to be healthy. Dead man. Damn, the CPS arc was gnarly, dead man. Oh, my CPS arc? Did you watch some old videos? Remember, after every stream, I pretty much black out and don't remember what it is I said. So I don't know what it is I said. I probably said too much. I'm almost there now for this stream. I think I'm ready for another triple shot.
On the phone with your mama. That's how you talking. If I'm lying, my baby could tell you what he was saying. She like, my mama not saying nothing about you. What are you talking about? Stop being wrong. I said, what's wrong with him? I paid that phone bill.
All right, now, okay, so here's the situation, and I don't think this is controversial on either side. There's no problem prior to this situation. The girl answers a phone from her mother, and now is having a phone call in which the girl is being told by the mother to interact with the father.
We're good again.
And I'm going to stop it right here. Anyone see the problem there? Anyone see the problem there? The mother and the father, like, have some problems, and she's saying, I just want to know when you're all getting back. Okay, how could this be handled in a way that would not have caused any of these problems? Oh, wait.
Maybe the mom telling the daughter, like, hey, what? There's not the time to really do that. They're not going to have any conversation right now, stuff like that, Just about the HDMI cord whips you had to see work with CPS. Oh, that's nothing, man. Man, the gnarliest thing I've seen. You know what? We're gonna move on. Ben's actually waiting for a response.
Come on. Oh, name of numero. My chat read Baby Mama Ashy. We got to do the $2.
The mother is a fire starter.
No, I'm waiting. People, does anyone even listen to the stream? My question is, okay, the scenario is, there's no mention of there being any problem until mom called the daughter's payphone, which she pays for, and incites the daughter to start interacting with her father in a certain way. And her reason for making that phone call is she wants to know when they're going to get back, which is sounds perfectly reasonable. What doesn't make sense here?
Okay, I see now. Yeah. So, yeah, is the mom wrong for using the daughter as a tool for, like, stuff with the dad? Sure, yeah. But look what happened here. The daughter got hit in the face with a belt. I mean, sure, the mom was a fire starter, yeah. But still, the dad should not have reacted in that way. If anything, the dad should have picked up that phone and been like, and talked to her directly, be like, it's wrong for you to use her to try to get at me. Let's not talk. We don't need to talk right now. And that's it. And then she'd be like, oh, but I pay for that phone. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You can say what you want. You pay for the phone. But in my house, my rules, that's how it works. And you can't be doing like this.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, so we have no engagement.
Grace and the Black Mama.
Unfinished business 001 says she should have called the dad. Close. You're on the right track. Come on, let's improve that. Come on. I really believe this is like a group home level. I don't know. Our chat is like group home level. What would it be if you want a discrete piece of information that involves 1 or 2 numbers followed by a colon and 2 other numbers, which is called a time? How can you get that information with no drama?
I'm a hollering. That's right, Mirando Fernandez.
Come on.
Oh, you missed the Ethan Ralph moment. I got it from my chair and bottles fell everywhere. Not piss bottles, but whiskey. Well, I guess liquor. Wow. I guess Ethan Ralph is my hero. Clip that one out.
You got drama with someone? You want a piece of information? That's all you want? What you gonna do? You're not gonna call them. What you gonna do? With your phone. Do any of you own a phone? He's like, that's exactly what someone would say that. Exactly. Unfinished business 001. Again, improves on his first semi-correct text. All you have to do, and I do this with Grace all the time when she's just, like, I just go, ETA question mark. Now that's kind of white boy talk. It means estimated time of arrival. But, like, there's no way to make drama if you say ETA.
We're going to finish off this Tito's bottle.
And the other
person
stream. Gives you a
That's my
time.
plan.
But you can say, like, okay, that's not a reasonable time, or they don't give you a time. But if they give you a time and they say, like, 9 o'clock, okay, that should be fine. Why do you got to get your daughter involved and get her, like, asking questions disrespectfully of her father? Like, why do you got to get involved in the business there? Why do you need to be in that car with them? You were telling me this man doesn't come around. He even said, I don't come around a lot because of this shit, right? So now you've got the father of your children with your 2 children. What could you do instead of getting up in their business? What could you be doing, mama? What could you be doing? Taking a fucking break. Taking a fucking break and enjoying him taking care of them, which you didn't have no problem doing. And
someone
he didn't
should
have no
arrest
problem
the
doing either.
mom.
And they didn't report that there was any problem until you got fucking involved and started making drama through your daughter because you had to know what time it was. They were coming back. Why didn't you fucking text him? And why didn't the cops ask that? Why didn't you just fucking text him directly instead of making this drama occur? How is she not the origin of the problem here? There was no problem before that. Ever. She said never. Never has there been this problem before. Oh, and I was just asking for the time? No, you were not. You were instigating her to be disrespectful of her father, which you've been doing on the slide every fucking day, and you should not do that, bitch. Should not do that. No wonder he had problems with you. Do that. And if you want to do that with him personally, that's one thing. Don't fucking get your kids to disrespect their father. Why are you doing that? Don't you love?
You know what? The daddy pill. That's right. You know what? She got the kid to disrespect the father. She should go to jail. Be charged with disrespecting the father.
Your children, don't you know how important it is for, and that's a girl there, don't you know how important it is for girls to have a relationship with their daddy? You fucking bitch. Why do you think you're in the position you're in? Use your fucking head. And I don't know why these cops can't say that at some point. We don't want to be dealing with an endless amount of you black women who can't make it happen with men because you're a goddamn hostile bitches. And we got to come clean up, and we got to pay the welfare, and we got to do all this stuff. No, make it work. And at the very least, don't fuck it up. And that's exactly what you did here. Now, am I right? Am I not?
It would be funny if the police actually talked to him that way. Like, we're tired of dealing with this situation. You welfare people. Yeah, the cops can't be like that.
Right. And who called the cops? This woman. You think it's good for these kids to see their parents with cops around them? Do you think that's going to be good for them? Do you think that's healthy? No, it ain't. And why is it? Because he put his hands on my baby. Well, he can't put his hands on your baby.
How's Ben doing with his child
support? Be glad that he does and that he disciplines them. A lot of black men wouldn't do that. This guy put his ass on the line to say, you know what? You got to respect your daddy because I don't got no relationship with you if I don't have that. Why aren't we bailing?
Hey, when is Ben and Grace going to be hitting up on welfare? I mean, they make nothing. I think I made as much as they make. I made this stream, right? I hope so. You know, this is my day off doing this. I'm definitely gauging that I could not do this for a living. I cannot live on $23 a day.
Him out and defending him and telling this bitch to stop on behalf of society. Oh, you guys want to sit there and go, oh, blacks are a waste. Blacks are this. Blacks are that. This is the root of the problem for black people and why they're so goddamn dysfunctional and expensive in our communities, in our society. And it doesn't have anything to do with the color of their skin. It has to do with the way in which white women's feminism has been taken by. It happens among whites. Okay, like white guys go to jail. I've been there, but man, when I was there, all I saw was black people. Like, and this is not a state in which there's many black people. It was like 2/3 black people who were there because of this situation.
Well, statistically, it's adding up, Ben.
Which is taking something from some white people shit about you cannot touch a woman or a child in anger, which is some bullshit which black people don't believe in, except when
that's not what they're saying here, though. They said it was like if the dad had hit the child on the butt, and not with the belt to the face, like it would not have escalated like this. It would have not went down like this. Okay, the child was hit in the face with a belt. There was a mark there. Yeah. It's pretty clear. Over a phone call, yeah. It's pretty excessive. It's a little excessive.
And a black woman gets angry. Hey, nobody gonna tell her nothing about. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And it's just like all the shit goes out the window, right? Same with the abortions. Same with the behavior, like this kind of behavior. This woman is not a feminist. Give me a fucking break. She's not a feminist. She's not a white woman who wants to be careful about things. I'm sure she smacks these kids around 10 times as much as he does, and you all know that's true. And if she doesn't do it physically, she does it 100 times verbally. You see,
she probably backhands the girl every now and then. Just don't leave a mark.
Like a nice guy. He seemed like a nice guy. Who would want to be around someone like this? Grow fucking up. And he was telling her, his own daughter, don't act like a grown-up towards your dad. Don't act all grown up. Know your place, girl. And he's right. She don't got no place stepping up like another adult. And it's totally the mom's fault. And the dad, I'm sure, did not want to do this. Because if he did have this problem, why didn't he? Then you say, like, okay, well, then he would have had her, hey, call your mom. I want to start some shit. No. He said, hang up the phone. He didn't want the shit. Or he would have come over there himself if he wanted to start shit and say a little something. Instead, he sent his brother. The man here is not the source of the problem. He may have overreacted. I'm sure that he might say that, but you don't need the police and like a criminal procedure, you know. And she didn't give not 1 second. She called the cops as soon as she heard something going sideways. She's fine. That girl's fine. And he would, I'm sure, said, "I'm sorry, I hit you on the face." You know.
Was Ben recently hurt by a black woman?
I drive him crazy. I should have just texted him and left you out of it. That girl would have been fine.
2 likes
and she
away
would have
from
had a
another
relationship
shot
with her dad. And now, what does she have? No relationship with the most important person in her life, and it's not her fat black mama. It's her daddy. And you can look the other way and go, well, it doesn't fit in my narrative. Well, fuck you. Look around. Go to the inner city, and you'll see that's what's going on.
Mother, I'm gonna take care of you. You is with me 24/9, 24/7. My kids are with me. They're never.
Why? Why are they with you 24/7? Because you can't get along with a man. Why not? You got to get along with one for an hour or two.
Hey, Ben, where are your kids? Where are your kids? Your kids are away from you. Why? You can't get along with Courtney. You can't get along with Courtney. See, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ben is totally not projecting here. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have sat on a dick if you didn't want to have a man around. I'm 24/7. Fuck you.
Then what happened?
That's a shame. That's shameful that you, with your little kids, couldn't make it work with a man who seems like a decent guy. It's a shame. Ain't nothing to brag about.
He doesn't even know.
So the
Seems
phone,
like
so
a
then
decent
so the phone
guy.
hung up. I call back. He said,
don't call back. Why'd you call back?
this from my daughter's phone. Text this to me to my daughter's phone. Put yourself on mute and listen how he sounds.
Right now, the daughter clarifies that's her. Now she's conspiring because she's old enough now. She's not a little girl. She's not a little kid. She ain't no little baby, my precious little baby. She's a teenager and she's learning like how to work it, right? And she shouldn't be put in a situation, but she's going, now, you listen to what he's doing because he's upset, right? So let's make fun of dad together. That's a tragic mistake for a girl her age to make. Be fucking respectful of your father.
So now the daughter needs to go to jail. Arrest the mom, arrest the daughter. The dad is free. That would be in Thorptopia.
Don't indulge your mother. It may give you something here and now. You'll get an extra slice of pizza, but you're going to get a lifetime of misery from being disrespectful to your father. And it ain't about your father. It's about you, sister.
This is what he texts me to my daughter's phone. Why are you doing all this? I'm just calling my daughter to see where they're at because it's late and they're using
Why don't you just send him a text then?
my care at this time.
Has Ben made a comment about how the mom's bra is out and how she's trying to show her cleavage to kind of work it with the white officers that like kind of want a little bit of brown sugar, you know? Because I see that, I'm like, well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, what are my options here? I'm messing. I'm like, well, I mean, it's not like, I mean, if the opportunity's there, I mean.
So then that's when she said, my mama wasn't talking about you. Stop being grown.
And she doesn't say there was anything to be worried about. She didn't say, hey, and here's the thing, your daughter's got a phone. If there's a problem, she'll let you know. He's a little bit late. Oh, what do you got going on? What do you got going on? I got some Kraft macaroni and cheese and we gonna watch TV. There ain't nothing going on. You're not like, oh, she's got to be home a certain time. Oh, she's got to get to school. She's got to do her homework. Bullshit. Best thing she can do with herself is spend time with her father. Absolutely. Guarantee it. Doing homework. Needs to be up for school. She's going to be ignored by you in her ghetto little hovel paid for by white folks. Let her stay out with her dad. Let her never come home. Why would she come home to this? Why would we as a society want anyone coming home to this filth.
I like Ben's class on TV.
Oh, your daddy. She said, you don't care about me. My mama care about me. When she said that, I heard him when I heard her scream.
Okay.
And I said, you just baby. When I heard her cry, the phone hung up.
Okay.
I called back, sent me voicemail. That's when he texted my phone. And then that's when she texted me back. But by the time she texted me back, I was already on the phone, totally.
Right. Hit it right away. Send another black man to jail. And let's say, of all the black men we can send to jail, I'm going to send the father of my kids to jail.
Young kids.
Great. Now, why doesn't this snitch get stitches? Right? If that's how we roll. Why don't the other black women go, that fucking sucks. He was a good guy. Maybe he overreacted.
Because he hit the kid in the fucking face with his goddamn belt. But I'm not daddy peeled. I need to listen to Ben. Yeah, that's right, Ben. That's right. The dad was in the right. The dad was absolutely in the right. You know what? He should have hit her twice. Should have hit her thrice. I don't know if you know this. One time Ben told the story about how he treated Courtney. I had to pull over to the side of the road and take Courtney out of the car. I take her out to the woods and hit her with a belt for discipline. That would be the wife. Oh, we got 20 likes. That's a shot. That's a free shot. Okay. I'll use Mr. Black for that.
We can handle this, but you're going to pay for this. Right?
Absolutely.
Bitch, I'm not taking care of your kids. I'm not backing you. We're going to back him in court. We want to get him out of court, and we're going to change the law so cunts like you don't ruin their children's lives, put them in this position to be alienated from a father, which is really, really goddamn important. And maybe it's for us white folks to go in there and get those women to say, stop just saying it in action. I care about that daddy. I like masculinity. Fucking back it. And when bitches do this, give them fucking stitches. Give them fucking stitches. And we will tell the white cops to look the other way. How about it? Let's fix it.
Okay, so then how did she get here? Did you drop
He
her
came
off?
and dropped her off, and I got the video of him dropping them off because I was going to give y'all the tag number of the car that he was in.
Okay.
That's my baby mom. I got 2 kids, man. I don't even.
Look at the tone of voice, right? Look at the tone of voice. Look at the demeanor. He's got his arms crossed. He's relaxed. He's never started any shit. He's just like rolling his eyes going, fucking bitch. He's not even angry at the police. This is a member of society who does not want to cause problems. I don't even think he's got daddy issues.
But he's a member of the society. But he... okay. All right. I like Ben's DV stuff. He should do more of this. This is great.
Look at the woman. It's just, the filthy pig, fat, overweight, dressed disgustingly person, right? This guy, whatever, you might say it's a little bit ghetto, but like, it's totally fine. He's not causing any problems. He's explaining everything makes sense, but he knows. She's using the system.
Talk about not being able to stream.
And a woman in blue, white people, to get him thrown in the can for trying to be...
See, I'm telling you, man, the shots are real. You can see it's getting kind of messy right now. It's getting messy. Here we go. There's a shot for the likes. Thank y'all for the support. But I'll take a triple shot for 10.
Trying to navigate a very difficult situation that she fucking created and did not have to create.
She instigated.
She did not have to create that situation.
Yep.
It'd be a totally different thing if they came home, she didn't get involved, and they say like, "Daddy beat me," and show all wealth. If she hadn't made that phone call, ain't none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. That means it is your fucking fault.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. The dad takes no. He's not to take any responsibility for hitting his daughter in the face with the belt. You guys like this logic?
This man did not want to start shit. He couldn't make it clear. I don't got no respect for her. I sent my brother to pick them up. I don't want no stress, but like she makes it impossible. All right, let's listen to her.
I don't talk to her. Okay.
I don't talk
she has
to
no
her.
respect.
He's also not mad at his daughter.
Last time I came over 3 days ago, you know what she told me? She told me she's gonna throw hot grease on me and tell the police that I ain't been back here since my brother.
Right. I believe that. She's gonna throw hot grease on me, which is an unbelievably painful thing to have happen, right? And you think he just made that up out of nowhere?
No,
That's
it's
definitely
very
true.
specific.
This fat bitch is making bacon all the time. She's always got hot grease on there. She's gonna throw it on and burn him.
Yep.
Like in ways that like are like severe burns that will last like years and leave scars. And then accuse him of hitting her because how are you gonna know if a fat woman got hit or not? Right? How are you gonna know?
Right.
She just yells and screams. He's a black man, and it's self-defense, right?
Came got kids today.
Okay, so we dropped off the kids.
I do know. You dropped them off. Yes, sir. Okay. She won't leave me alone. She's not gonna leave me alone.
Okay, so you were telling her to hang up.
I'm telling her to hang up. But you ain't my business. This and that, this and that. I really disrespect. Actually, why you so disrespect? This and that, this and that. You tripping? Just keep on going.
So you admit
With your hand?
Yeah, no, it was one of those. It wasn't even actually.
Where was that at on her?
It actually been like show it was.
Everyone says should have been, right? Because he's an honest man. He's like, should have been, right? So he's kind of saying maybe I caught her in the face, but it should have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I turned right, like it was a shoulder wire.
So her like right shoulder?
Yeah, and it is. So I'm like, why would you're not my dad, this and that.
I don't like
Now that's interesting. You're not my daddy because that's not controversial.
Yeah. I don't. That's a weird thing for her to say.
But the
You're not
mother
my
clarified
dad.
because the mother said, "My daddy, you don't love me. Mommy loves me. You don't love me. Mommy loves me."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably more like it. I don't know why he said you're not my dad because I don't think that's controversial, but maybe he misheard it or whatever. And his thing is like, why you be saying that, right? And he knows the answer is on the other side of this thing because mom's in the car now. You can't leave this because she needs to have 24/7. I'm a type of mama that needs 24/7. No, just enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Go enjoy yourself.
Go do something else.
Go get some of that fucking food you fill your fat fucking face with. Your big
so
blubber
angry.
lips, fill them with the grease that you want. Enjoy yourself too.
He's talking about
All you
Courtney
gotta do is
right
stay
now.
out of the way, and these kids are going to be in a better place than they'd be any other way. Go get a crack pipe and smoke crack. Any of that shit is better than what you're doing, which is the worst thing possible for you to do with your time and energy, which is to cause a rift between them and their father unnecessarily, unprovokedly, and when there was a much easier way for you to get the so-called information you wanted, which is to know when they're coming back.
Yeah.
How am I not right about that?
She absolutely started the whole thing. Absolutely.
Totally unnecessary. Oh, not black moms.
Oh, that's rich. I like this. I kind of like it. In an ironic way, of course. This is Ben Thorpe, the true feminist.
Need to know exactly to the minute when their kids are coming back after being with their dad on, like, well, obviously probably a weekend, right? Why?
Why?
Well, because we have very strict bedtimes. Wrong. Because we have a lot of homework to do. Wrong.
Yep.
Because we have a real structured life here with like a lot of organization. Wrong.
Beautiful home cooked healthy meal waiting.
Wrong.
No. Yeah, it's totally unprovoked.
I like how he knows nothing about them. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. He's just going wild on this shit. It's like he's talking about Courtney. I mean, he is, right?
The other time, it's like, man, you don't ever take care of it. Why do I gotta take care of it? Oh, baby, you take care of it, right? And it's like, okay, like, so, either
What's
that or
you
you're like, you need a
talking
20,
about,
24.
Ben?
Maybe you're
You
a
know
fucking
nothing.
asshole, and you just say whatever it is that you can say to hurt the father of your children, and you should stop goddamn doing that. And other people who know you who are black and blacks in general should say, let's stop doing that. That's so fucking self-destructive. All the welfare in the world, all the food stamps in the world, all the help in school in the world is not going to overcome the damage done by that. Every fucking culture knows that. It is absolutely provable sociologically. This is the worst thing you can do. And really, outsiders, no matter how benevolent they want to be, really can't do it if you don't want to do it. Now, the cops and the laws could be changed so the cops here are incentivized to defend him and say, ma'am, you should have texted. But, like, it's really hard.
Okay, the cops are responding to a call about the kid being hit in the face, right? The cops arrive. They see the kid's hit in the face. She has a whelp on her face. She says, I was hit in the face with a belt. My dad hit me. Ask why. There's a phone call with the bomb and all that. Okay? The dad even says, yeah, I hit her with my hand and with the belt. Okay. At that point, the cop should have been like, ma'am, I want you to know you started all this, ma'am. We're going to go ahead and take you in. The dad's going to be free with the kids. He only got angry because you called the daughter. How about you stop being a bitch and stop? You know what? We're going to arrest you. We're going to charge you for setting black people back. Okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to charge you with trying to send another black man to jail. That's not how this works at all.
It's going to be really hard for them. You know what I mean?
Grace nodding. Yeah, that's all she could really do.
Why didn't you just text him and ask him directly?
Right.
Or leave it fucking be. And at least say to them, at least say to her, do you know how important it is for kids to be with their fathers? Do you realize how important it is? And yes, if there's something dangerous going on, but I don't see anything going on negative at all unless you're involved.
Right.
So give us a call again when you're not involved and we'll come out. See, that's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
And talking to me, so he pulled a rap over me.
I do think he's a great father. Goddamn right. And it's very hard for a man to say, you know, I love my daughter. Of course he knows it's not really coming from her, but I demand respect. I demand respect because I can't be a father if I don't get some respect. And if you're not going to give me the respect, you're going to keep doing this shit with your mama, there's going to be consequences. That's absolutely true. There's no fucking way around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's willing to go to jail. He knows.
Ben is so triggered, he won't even let the video play. He keeps on talking about the same thing. He's making the same point over and over and over again.
He's going to go to jail because this fucking bitch in this fucking system is going to throw him in jail. He's happy to do it. But at least his daughter understands that her daddy demands respect. And that's going to help her. That's going to help her in life. that she had that model, even though she's doing this screaming and yelling for mommy and the cops who buy it hook, line, and sinker because they're fucking idiots. Oh, she was terrified of him. Bullshit. Then why did she talk to him like that? Why did she keep going with it?
Right.
She ain't terrified. She's terrified of mommy.
And then he started jumping, and then he said, I'm gonna do it again. And then he pulled over by my aunt.
Yeah, this kid's at the age where like you don't take it at face value. This is a kid who's at a point where they can figure out like, if I lean one way, it works better for me.
Yeah.
Right? And they're short-term thinkers, not because they're black.
That's right. The kid's a liar. That's right.
That does lean it in that direction, but because they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I gotta be with this bitch.
Remember, Ben Thorpe is the new feminist now. That's right. The kid is a liar. Captain Ben has spoke.
Like, I might as well be on her side because I ain't gonna win. You know, unless she said, like, Daddy, let's just keep going. Don't drop me off. I want to stay with you. And then guess what? Guess what, Grace?
Another police call.
No, guess what? Yeah, right. And guess what the mom's gonna accuse?
Kidnapping. My baby.
And also sexual and brainwashing and all this stuff.
Yep.
Right? And black people may have smaller brains, but
what?
Is that true?
Brainwashing. Well, Grace, I'll let you do the research.
What? Is that true? What? Okay. I really want to hear more about Ben's thoughts about black people.
I've heard there's a book that can help me figure that out.
If you can watch a brain, you can watch a smaller brain too.
Yeah.
You have to have no brain, and no one is saying that about
no.
Smaller, maybe. Now, my point is, though, in all seriousness,
Ben would have made a good Southern Democrat.
You were saying she's old enough to know which way to lean. She's trying to get along with a mother. She's playing a certain game.
Okay, like I would say that all of us should say her playing into this game is going to kick her in the ass in the end. And this girl, if she doesn't kind of recognize, and she does have the benefit of being around a man who cared about her, you know, but she ain't going to text him, right? Because like she doesn't, like she's not incentivized to. I've seen this, right? So she's going to say like, this works for me. I'm going to be angry like mama, right? Daddy is kind of like, that wasn't too good. I didn't like that. And guess what? That's how she's going to treat men. And then she's going to have a relationship in which she's going to disrespect a man. He's going to go, fuck this. She's going to be angry. And it just goes on and on and on forever.
Yeah.
Someone needs to intervene with this girl. And she's got about a year of pulling this shit before it's like set in her soul and ain't no way she's going to turn back around. Someone should intervene and say, you know, if you want to have programs, you got a BIP, battery intervention program. It should be young, female, black, girl program whose dad is accused of something program, and go, think twice about how your dad's being treated here. Think twice about it. As a church, you should say, no, this girl is extremely vulnerable because once she gets a dick in her.
So it's like, I know your dad hits you in the face with a belt, but you should really think about how your dad's going to be treated by the system. You got to really think about what you said how it's going to affect your dad. Now your dad is going to be another black man behind bars. All right, he's going to be going to prison because he hit you in the face with a belt. That's probably not even. He'll probably just go to jail. He'll get out, and the charge. Like knowing what I know, or having worked CPS in Texas, a lot of those charges they don't really stick. They tend to just kind of go away, and they're back out doing whatever. Okay, trust me. Like those sort of abuse charges, they don't. Like it has to be. If they want any sort of change, they would have to take it civilly between the mom and the dad. Really, honestly. So I mean, the dad will be back out. And what he'll learn is that he can't really see his kids, and that part sucks. But hey, he took the belt to the face. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, he hit the daughter with the belt in the face, man. JF says, hold on. I think those shots are catching up to me. Do you think Ben is doing these streams to punish Grace and Chef for not donating enough for the IRL streams, or is he still under the illusion that he can make it as big-time intellectual? Both. I think both things are true there. He is going to make it as a big-time intellectual, JF. You just watch. He's the scholar of our time. He really is. Jordan Peterson, move out of the way. All right? Ben Thorpe is the ultra feminist. He's also a men's rights activist. He is the guy we need. And also, while they made a lot of money in California, they spent a lot of it too. It does get expensive.
She's angry and wants to show her daddy that she don't listen to him. Now she's got a baby. She ain't going to make it happen. And it's just going to continue the cycle because the incentives up to this point are for anger. Look at the mom. She's eating well. She gets to yell and scream, be taken seriously.
Yep.
No one's
Bra
smacking
hanging
her
out.
down.
Yeah,
no one's
nobody's
smacking
telling
her
her.
down and what she needs. But, you know,
But how selfish is the mother though? Because she knows she's miserable, and she knows she's continuing the
But
cycle.
That's why.
So
that's
miserable.
Why. No, but see, but no, you don't understand this. With women, at a certain point, it's like it can't be turned back, no matter how stupid it is. And I could use an example that's very close to us, but I'm not going to. But like you say to yourself, okay, well, you can't both want to ultra punish this person and say this person should give you a lot of money.
Right.
That's obviously true. I think any man, no matter how mad he was, like, if given days and weeks and months and years to contemplate that, would be like, I got to choose one or the other. I can't sit there and go, I want both all the time. But women do not care.
That's true.
They don't care.
That's
They're just, I'm angry. I don't have to care. And I haven't experienced the consequences until they do. And it may not be in this life, but they will experience them.
Yeah.
And even in this life, they experience them. Soon enough,
I'll definitely end the stream by 2:30 for sure.
Right?
No.
That way I'll have
She's an
time
angry,
to
masculine monster with claws.
try to sober up for the going to Houston for the show. Imagine Ben telling rioters they have daddy issues they need to talk about. Yeah. Do they ever cover the riots in LA? No, they don't ever do that. It'd be great if they did. But yeah, last call for shots. For real.
Claws. Big fat belly.
The chance that a guy's going to be like, oh, yeah, I want to adopt your kids and marry you.
Right. Take you on. She's cooked. She's cooked. Yeah.
Your daddy's the government.
Now, Numbers Mason, I am going to have to time you out because you are making unhelpful criticisms. Just launching.
What? I wish I saw that chatter so I know what they said.
Hate from the chat, and we're not really doing that anymore. You're free to go to any other channel and do that, but not here. However, if you would like...
Maybe I can bring up the chat here. What did they say? I'm not seeing it. But yeah, they sweep their chat for things they don't like to hear.
For your hatred to be read out loud, there's a helpful link at the top of the chat. Send a dono for $2 and your chat will be read aloud. There's nothing I can do about it. So whatever hatred you like to spew, your daddy issues, your mommy issues, your sister issues, any issues that you might have, feel free to hit that link. And I don't think I can ban anybody from sending a $2 TTS. And it will read through and we'll hear it loud and clear, as will the rest of the chat. So feel free to use that to express yourself. And that goes for any haters. Juno claims you love Darius. Can you ban her also, please? Juno gets a pass. I'm not sure why. I think it's because she's really funny. She's a liar, though. She's a lying whore. And I don't even think it's a she. I don't know who Juno is. I've tried to figure out whether it's a female or a male. I can't really decide. She's kind of too funny to be a woman, but
hey,
also...
how's it going, Mackenzie? How you doing?
She says things that only a woman would really say, so... I was enjoying the back and forth. They're wrong, but with such
it gets
passion.
deleted if you get timed out? Oh,
The back and forth
sad.
can continue through the link at the top of the chat. Obviously a dude. Gay dude? Yeah, maybe gay dude. Yeah. Anyway, she's very funny, though. By the way, quick update. Adam is in his first 48 hours of detox.
What do you say, Mackenzie? Said, I missed most of yesterday's stream. My Southern Democrat daddy taught me that respect is earned, not given. Well, yeah, respect is definitely earned, for sure. Yeah.
He has not responded to any of my texts, and he has not been seen online for several days. But he always does this when he's detoxing, so nobody's surprised by that. She said you have AIDS. Brutal. kind of want to wait for my dad to get back to keep going with the video. Like, I feel like he's bringing a lot of fire, and I can't compare. Maybe we could just have a quick breather before he comes back and continues. When is he moving in? I don't know. Adam's dad.
Grace is afraid to say her opinion because it's going to be wrong. She's like, she's going to say like something reasonable, and Ben's going to be like, no, you're wrong. Why didn't you just join the other side? You're not daddy pilled enough. Clearly, the dad is in the right. The mom needs to be arrested. The daughter needs to be arrested. The dad did nothing wrong.
Dad hasn't given a date yet. He's looking up tickets. He wants to get Adam a first-class ticket, which is going to be expensive. So he told me the number, and I was like, what? You could get an economy ticket for like $160, but okay. Unfinished business. Can you tell if I'm a male or female? You're obviously a guy. It's not even close. Like, not even close. Cedar, good move. Wouldn't want to say something against his narrative. Stupid point. Can you tell that I'm white?
No, that's a base point. That's right on.
Adam is a violent alcoholic who needlessly punched someone in front of you before. Why, oh why do you...
And by the way, just shout out to the chat here. CE, JF, McKinsey, OD Rizza. That's right. How's it going? How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are enjoying this Friday kind of afternoon here.
Do you want to live with him? It's going to be great. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, I'm just going to like pretend I don't notice that he's totally out of it, I think. And I'm just going to act like we're married. But like also semi-nurse. I don't know how it's going to work together, but like I'll wake him up with
Grace going to get
coffee,
pregnant?
and then we'll make breakfast together and he'll hate all of it. And I'll like take him for a morning walk. Maybe with a leash on. I don't know. I'll have to introduce that because he does tend to wander away. My pet rat. I take him out to get some sun in his face. And, you know, I'll just have all these things planned like some kind of suburban mom.
She's going to have war cheese,
I'm going on
baby.
date night with my hubby and he'll hate all of it. But he'll be forced to do it.
Hit
He
him
has
up
no
for
car,
child
no money,
support.
no bike. He is looking like a rat. Remember how he gets drunk and hits people? You know, I think he's going to be on good behavior because apparently he has a warrant of some sort. I don't know the details.
Well, not in Rhode Island he does.
Police. But that's not my problem if he does that.
That warrant's not going to do anything in Rhode Island.
I mean, it's a small town.
California's not going to come out to get him.
Every time you and Adam interact in person, it seems like you guys hate each other. Yeah, but that's because, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, he can be quite annoying. I'm not going to lie. But it's an apartment with 2 bedrooms. I'll come over here to do the streams with my dad. You know, we'll all have breakfast together. It's going to be like, you know, we'll both have plenty of space from each other. I'm sure he'll lock himself in his bedroom and be in there for hours upon hours during the day or the night. And I don't really care. There'll be more space available.
Will Adam be able to get his crystal meth?
Grace, someone hitting you is the oldest problem humanity has ever faced. It'll totally be your problem. Being hit hurts. You saying hitting me? He's not going to hit me.
Can he fly with a warrant?
You think Adam's going to hit me? No. Is that what you're suggesting?
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe he can. I guess it depends. I don't know, man.
He might. I seriously do not think he's going to hit me. I think Adam should be part of these type of streams. Oh, Damius, you mean like he should have like a 3rd chair here? That's a good idea. Maybe
There's
like once or twice.
There's not enough room.
It would be funny, but it would...
There's barely enough room for you, Grace. Ben takes up all the room. You would have to get Adam to replace Ben.
Certainly be like dragging the whole thing down because, you know, he's going to be himself, but... $10 says you wake up to Adam watching you sleep within the first 2 weeks. Oh, no, sweetie. The bedroom doors have locks. I'm not leaving that door unlocked.
You're not gonna
Adam only hits Lalo.
You're not going to sleep in Adam's bed.
I mean, he's almost like paralyzed. You know what I mean? What's the point? Where's my romance? There are plenty of ways for me and Adam to get to know each other. We can go to the store and get groceries. We can cook and bake together. He can help me clean and organize. We can play board games with my siblings. He can play football with my siblings. There's tons of stuff to do. I really want Adam to meet John and OPC Don. And yeah, we can go up to Maine. And OPC Don has a cabin that he needs construction work on and is willing to train Adam for it. Adam's room.
Why does Grace want to introduce her siblings to all these weirdos? Like, guys, do you think that that's a good idea? That's a great idea just to bring your siblings to meet Adam and OPC Don and all those people?
Needs a lock on the outside. There's a lot of potential. Boy Blue, be careful. Don't get too negative. Buy a jar and put condoms in it. Don't explain it to Adam at all. Welcome back. Dad, you were doing such a great job. I didn't have the confidence to continue. I was waiting for you. I was discussing Adam coming over. I'm going to be honest. The sim seed is going to be unreal. Jeremy already losing his mind.
I don't think you can say about this girl without being, without being disrespectful. She's in good shape.
Yeah.
She looks strong. She looks vibrant. She looks healthy.
Yeah.
She don't look like her mama yet.
No, not
You know
yet.
why that is? Because her daddy's in her life.
Yeah. And she's still got the vitality of youth.
Right, but there's a lot of kids her age that get real fucking fat.
True.
A lot of black kids.
What, 12 or
A lot of black
something?
kids her age that get fat. And it's true that like there's a lot of testosterone, which you may sound weird saying of a girl, but like, okay, but like, you know what you can find with all the girls her age who are fat? You know what you'll find?
No daddy.
Ain't no daddy around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure
That
when
ain't
she's with her
true.
daddy,
I can tell you that
it's
straight
interesting.
up.
He keeps it interesting. He doesn't just take him to his house and sit on the fucking couch and watch TV.
I can tell you that straight up, dude. With CPS, I've met plenty of fat kids, fat black kids, fat black girls. They have daddies. Once again, Ben doesn't know what he's talking about.
And have them horse around. He does stuff with them. Why else would he want to be with them?
Yeah, right. Ben, I know you've effed a black chick, but have you ever effed a fat chick?
I have not done either of those things.
Well, she was half black. Oh, right.
Well, it depends what you call that.
It depends. What do you mean it depends?
It was like a it wasn't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to delve into that.
Go through all the
Sorry.
details of where my penis is.
Have fun. Wait.
My point.
Is that okay? Oh, no. Sorry.
My point to you, and like this somewhat regards the Spicoli thing, is when you're 16 years old, if you want to talk about your sex life, you can, and I have. But if you don't, I agree with the state of Rhode Island, most states and most countries in the world in saying like when you're 16, you can make your choices, and you don't. No one has a right to talk to you about it.
What? What? So that kind of gives more context to their perspective on Spicoli and the whole Maggie situation. Wow. Gross, Ben. Ben, Spicoli belongs on a wood chipper. And I'm starting to think. Oh, we'll just continue.
Yeah.
And but
yeah, right. Ben was complimenting the girl's body.
Anyways, keep going.
Okay. And just keep in mind, chat, we are going to review something else after this. We have another thing lined up, so stay tuned. This is not the whole stream.
The belt, and then he can drive here.
So there was 2 separate times you used? Is that what you're saying? Well, all the times with the belt?
No, you could say something first of all here. It's interesting in this whole court thing. It's like, don't bring the kids in. Okay, but other times it's like, we've had police officers, armed police officers in our house at 2 a.m. because of what King Penis said on Discord. Okay,
Yep.
And of course they didn't want to be there. They didn't want to cause those kids those problems, but they felt like, okay, we do a welfare check. Like, how about no? Right? And why are you asking my daughter if she's like free to come and go at 2 a.m.? Like, come on, that's just ludicrous.
Yeah.
And they apologized. They were nice.
Yeah.
The boys in blue don't want to be there. And as soon as they saw me and saw I was reasonable, they're like, okay, I'm sorry. We hate to do this. I'm sorry for the kids. But it's hard not to see that as child abuse. Okay? This is child abuse. And guess, again, where this is coming from. Them cops were not called by you. They weren't
It's child abuse for the police to talk to the kids? To this kid? For getting hit in the face?
called by me. And they necessarily weren't called directly by a certain person, but indirectly they were. Right?
Yeah.
And well,
Who's
now you
causing the
cause a
trouble?
problem, and cops are engaging in, whether they want to or not, child abuse. And sitting here asking a 12-year-old to make sense of the situation, it may or may not be appropriate because
Ben's definition of child abuse is wild here. Okay.
Kids shouldn't really be asked. I don't know. I just think like you could probably figure this out between the parents and let the girl, just go inside or whatever. I don't know that it's a good solution. I understand you're saying like, I need evidence and like, let's hear from the witnesses. But at a certain point, now they've been initiated in something like they should be, black people, white people, Spanish people, everybody should mostly not interact with the cops and be like, it's a bad thing to interact with the cops. It shouldn't be like Tuesday cop interaction. Because guess what? Now she's learning all the tricks for when her boyfriend, her baby daddy does it, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And I understand the cops, like they have a certain procedure, but like that procedure is set by laws which can be changed and used to be different. They used to be different until guess what? A white California ultra feminist dictated the society's response. And everyone fell in line because the cops did it because there was money.
Things were so much better when no one cared about the kids. Okay.
Money corrupted it. I guarantee you. And now those cops know this guy because when he came up, they said, he's like, oh, you know what's going on, right? He's like, you know, right? And I'm sure they were like, bro, I'm sorry, you know? And they didn't question him, anything. They didn't give him a hard time, probably. Treat him like a king as much as could be. And they know because they go there day after day and they see what happens when daddy doesn't show up. They do know that. They do know that if they've been on the force. It's interesting. People who interact in these situations are generally much more red-pilled than normies. And interestingly, a lot of people who are on the far left who are really into like minority rights and stuff are like, this stuff is really bad for minorities. Really bad for minorities. It's bad for whites, but it's horrific
Ben is
for
a champion for minority rights
change
too.
the incentive structure because the idea of militarizing extreme feminism is not good for women, and it's terrible for children. It's terrible for children. And we need to, I mean, I just was out there, and I think the worst
Sounds like Ben is
like
coping
11 cruisers.
Over a
11
recent
cruisers. We've got
court
way
hearing.
Too many police. This department's getting way too much money, and it's not coming from taxpayers. It's coming from taxpayers plus like VAWA money, plus this, plus that. Like this operation is way bigger than it needs to be. If you look at the actual like police logs of this town, it's a joke. It's like report of a raccoon not found. Like that could be it for the whole
It
day.
literally could be. We've read it in the
Why
newspaper.
are there so many? You'd think this is a precinct of the NYPD. The cops coming in and out, the lights going on. I mean, it's just out of control. Now, what are you going to do about it? Because, you know, these are entrenched union guys. So I don't think you can just fire them and just say, like, we just need maybe one cop in this town.
You got to understand.
On duty, 3 shifts, 3 cops. Okay. But, like, you gotta, and they would love it. Like, if you say, like, okay, so at least for the time being, maybe we're not going to hire any new cops, but, like, for the time being, we're going to transition to being, like, social workers, and we're not going to make that many arrests, and we're going to really make it our incentive in this town. The number one thing the police are here to do is to help fathers stay in the home.
But what if the father is a piece of shit, Ben?
And neither are women.
And that's because of a myth that if women and children are hit by angry men, that's the source of evil in our society. It is not. That is rare that is like the problem. The problem is
Look. The children are only being hit by angry men, quote, because the women are driving them angry. It's really the women's fault. That's what I'm getting from this.
families that can't stay together because of female hostility. That's by and large much bigger problem. You know, and it's interesting because you know, like the DCYF system.
Yeah.
We've called them and like they're having sympathetic people who are like, oh, I totally, that sounds real to me. But we don't do anything unless there's like cuts. You know, like we leave that to you to figure out and like, right?
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, even when there's like fairly dysfunctional situations, they are loath to take the kid out of the home because the foster care, you know, that kind of system is terrible and everyone knows it. And they're allowed to say like, you know, that's our policy, is like only as a last resort do we do this, because kids have better outcomes with their biological family, even when there's fairly severe.
I know, right, Rizza? It's a pity that I'm a snake. I would know a lot more. Yeah, true. I mean, I would tell. I definitely would. I'm the wrong person. The last person.
And obvious and documented dysfunctionality going on. But they don't take that same approach to fathers, you know? And who loses? The fathers lose, but it's the kids that lose. And if there's one thing our society should agree on, it's that like kids should come first here. And I would dare anyone to say that this girl is benefiting overall from what happened here. This was good for this girl. No. Unnecessary.
That's a long tangent to get down to, was this good for the girl? Was it? I guess Ben's argument here, it would be better if the girl just stayed with her dad. You know? Just learn how to take a belt to the face, girl. Come on.
So you got disciplined by your father.
The source of your anger is actually your mom, not your dad.
For talking back, being disrespectful.
We want to incentivize you to stop doing that, to keep connecting with him. And it's really found, problem is not in the girl, it's in the mom, but it will eventually become her character. And, you know, you go in, we've been through a lot of hoods, and everywhere, every time you go in a hood, they have these things like, hey, be a dad. And they'll even have a lot of times just, frankly, black guys, right? And it's like, hey, you know, it's fun to be a dad. That's not the problem with black men. They do want to be dads.
Right.
It's this shit that makes the dads not show up. Not always. Sometimes it's just selfishness and immaturity. But like, this guy must laugh at a billboard like that that's saying like, hey, be involved in your kids' lives. It's rewarding. He must just laugh when he sees that. Because the same society that puts that billboard up does this shit because of a myth and a lie. We've got to change that in our society. But anyway, go ahead.
I was just gonna say about the cops thing here. You have to understand for context, like Warren is like 20 blocks by 20 blocks. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like one cop could handle it, maybe two.
Man, this is
It's
a lot of
so
talk.
tiny.
It would be interesting to do like a book, you know, if you wanted to do that. I don't think there's a definitive book written about this. It would be like Mearsheimer's book, The Israel Lobby. But if you got like serious people who didn't seem like, you know, Andrew Wilson types, like serious scholars and good writers together and got the stats together and got the history together and try to make a case and got politicians to say like, look, I get it. It's their third rail. You don't want to be saying this. Like, I get it. Like, but we've got to say this for the fucking kids, that it is far worse to have no father in your life than to have a father who maybe gets a little violent with you in a way that's like not perfect.
Mhm.
That is absolutely true. There is not a single black person on earth.
Man, it
I
takes
think,
been a long
who's had a
time
dad who's had a dad
to
who's
get
a
through
little,
his
and
point.
Patience would be a good example.
After
Although
he
he's not
already
really
made
black,
his
he's
point.
North African, but like,
yeah,
his daddy called him, right? And he's like,
Talk.
and his dad is the only one that kept him from becoming this like, absolute louse of a human being.
Blabber,
And, you know,
blabber, blabber,
and he's
blabber,
barely
blabber,
keeping
blabber,
from
blabber,
it.
blabber.
But there are good qualities of patience. He's not
Mom's the
criminal.
problem. Mom's the problem.
He's not,
Mom's the problem.
You know, he doesn't have baby mamas all over the place, right? So, and I absolutely think it's his dad that's keeping him from that. And but what does he get from his son? Trash talked.
Yeah, disrespected publicly.
Disrespected.
Yeah.
Patience should get pulled over to the side of the road by his dad and gets a good ass whooping. And I did that for him.
You're welcome, buddy.
Some hombre said, Ben, my dad died when I was a kid and I turned out gay and Chinese. Why is that? Because your mom turned you gay and she turned you Chinese. The chat's better than what Ben's saying.
Ricky, of course, the lesbian in the chat, did have a take. She said,
yeah, sure.
The girl benefits from the incarceration of a man who hits her. Saying otherwise is retarded.
Okay. Show me the stats on that. That ain't true. That is not true.
Meaning the stats of, well, there are no stats of what you're saying.
I
A
think
father
you
who
could
is
get stats.
sometimes violent being in the home versus a father not being in the home. I mean, we all know what
Of course you could do,
fatherlessness looks
I don't know
like.
if people have done stats, but like you would think that's like sociology departments get like billions and billions of dollars to do research.
Mhm.
How about researching and saying like, okay, here, like ask the kids or ask people when they're 18 in your household, did your dad sometimes get a little bit violent or moderately violent or whatever, and then look at the outcomes. You'll see that has been done, Grace. The number one.
Wait, no, we have not seen that study. We've seen the study of like, they'll show like kids. Okay, they'll show studies of like kids in fatherless households and kids with households that have fathers, but they don't really compare that to kids that have fathers that are abusive. Though in those situations, I mean, those fathers tend to be removed at times. I mean, maybe sometimes not, you know. So I guess I gotta ask the chat here: is it better to have an abusive father in the home than it is to have no father in the home? What do you guys think?
Correlation between every bad thing that, like, say, like,
I mean, if you think about the pros, an abusive father teaches you how to deal with a tyrant, right? He teaches you lessons. It teaches you how to take a punch.
black people are characteristically black people things, and their lives is not socioeconomics, not being poor, doesn't really matter at all.
Yep.
It's not being black actually, because there are Africans don't have any of these problems.
Mm-hmm.
Although there's a little maybe correlation there because black people are a little more wound up, but not really. It's fatherlessness. That's well known. No one will controvert that. I'm not going to get a sociology degree and study that, but like it's out there. That's known.
Okay, Ricky, do you disagree with that?
You're just living in a fucking fantasy world, Ricky. And here's another fantasy, that you having sex and being a lesbian sexual predator of a wealthy lesbian is healthy.
What?
It's not.
Oh, Ben is going at his chat now. Lesbian predator? What?
It's not.
Ricky says, if an adult hits a child and the adult goes to jail, it is a positive outcome for the child because the child won't be hit anymore. That logic follows.
No, being hit is not necessarily negative.
Yeah.
Many people.
It's a good thing the kid got hit. It actually teaches them resilience and toughness and endurance and strength.
People who've been hit say, that was really good for me. Obviously, in many contexts, people get hit and it's fine. So you're
Don't you
retarded.
know?
Well, if you just have this opinion that children should never be hit or disciplined physically by parents, we just fundamentally disagree.
Oh, and I want to say something else to Ricky because we never got a chance to finish the point about lesbianism.
Oh, yeah.
One of the two of you are sickos. It's not just, oh, I prefer this. I used to think like, oh, okay, so like you're taking a break from dick. No. It is sick. Lesbianism is super, super sick. I think in almost every case. So one of you is a very controlling person. And I think it's you, Ricky. And you should stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. Not okay.
Did you want to go into the context of how we got there or just keep going with the video?
No, let's keep going. This is supposed to be just an appetizer.
Okay.
Pulled over by the other house, and then he went.
So what he did was that first time when I was on the phone, he pulled over.
Oh shit! Damn it! I was gonna say, how many seconds will they play before Ben goes on another tangent? And I think he's already about to go on another tangent.
Look to Ricky. Okay, if it's true that this is a good outcome, because this goes on every day in the black community, then do you live with black people?
Good question.
Ben, do you live next to black
Do
people?
you?
Do you live around black
you
people?
live nowhere near black people.
Ben, you live next to one black family that hates you.
So if it's a good outcome, then move there.
Yeah.
With Barbara.
Good point.
Okay? But you won't go near this neighborhood in which this is going on 24/7.
Right.
Mackenzie, haven't you heard? When a lesbian is married to when a wealthy lesbian is married to a lesbian, it means they're a sexual predator, according to the Ben code of logic. Okay, it just because Satan's in their life. Satan is in their life. That's. Oh wait. I gotta take this call. The producer called. She said I could continue. She asked how many shots I had. I said, not enough. She was like, yes, because you can still talk. Let's go for 3 more shots. I could do it. $10, dude, whatever. Just send in whatever.
Do you live anywhere near people
Fucking lying,
who act like this?
lesbian,
If you want to, it's fine.
Disgusting pig loser. Gold star, fuck you.
I've got a shitload of black friends. That's not what he asked.
Online, yeah, go for it.
But I like seeing Ben
I listen to rap
turn
music.
on this chat.
Literally, suck my dick. Try it. It's not as easy as you think. Overcome your problem.
A bit of a scrape right here. Is that from that as well?
This turn into Ben's black hate. I'm defending black people, you fucking moron.
You want to give him a
Ben's getting angry.
Okay.
That's from the belt as well.
I give a shit about black people enough to tell the truth as I see it, which is limited. You don't care. People who go, I think this is great. They don't live near black people. I have. I've seen
Boom. Case closed.
it. If independent, angry black women are like awesome, then why is the ghetto a place that you don't want to go?
Good question.
Don't nobody want to go.
Yeah.
Black people least of all. You know? How about that for logic?
Okay. I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
You cannot disrespect. Just get your mama to you to disrespect me. It's not the way. I'm a grown folk. Your dad, don't do me like that. You know me?
Right. Don't do me like that.
Of course.
He's not all that upset.
Mm-hmm.
No, and he may be downplaying it, but like absolutely right. That's what's called loving your daughter. Don't do me like that. Don't go here.
I think it go on a long tangent now.
Here's the thing about it. I don't care about him so much. I don't care about men so much. I care about his daughter. If his daughter doesn't get that message, she's in for a world of hurt. He'll get over this. He's a good guy. He's got it together. He loves his daddy. He's going to go to heaven in all likelihood. He'll get his reward. That black girl, if you take the dad out of the situation, there's almost nothing left to get her to a healthy place. And it's an infinite line of dysfunctionality. But Ricky doesn't fucking care. She doesn't care. She can say, I have a black friend. Fuck you.
I'm a father. I went through gangs. I know. I'm able to take on my pet.
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying, did you vote? Is all I'm asking.
If I'm able to punish my kids, so yes, I did. You hear me?
People are allowed to punish their kids.
I know my right. Don't.
That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. We're just trying to figure out the story.
Yes, sir. I got this belt. You hear me? Yeah. I grabbed the arm. You hear me? Grabbed it.
What's he saying? Because I'm fucking.
He's saying that she was disrespecting him while she was talking to her mom, like, just started being super disrespectful, he's saying that the mom told her he reached over, like, smacked her with his hand, and then he said she continued to be disrespectful. He pulled over at Auntie's house, and 3 times with a belt between, like, her waist and, like, knee area. My big concern is the face.
What's your big concern? What's your big concern? What's your big concern?
McKinsey, you catch a few strays? Oh, man, you? Man, you are like, well, how has that changed your opinion of Ben? Any?
A welt? A little bit of puffiness? What's your big concern? What's your big concern?
I don't know.
A welt on the face? Kind of a big concern. Kind of a big concern there. It shows that the dad kind of overreacted, one would say.
What's your big concern? There's not even a cut.
No,
you know,
it's not a
just
cut.
cut someone's face.
Yeah.
You seen boxers?
Mm-hmm.
They got gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
Face. This area of the face gets cut. Look at Lalo.
Right.
There was blood.
Mm-hmm.
He barely got hit.
Yeah,
There's a
that is
bear.
true. Mm-hmm. Very
Okay?
sensitive.
What's your big concern?
It's
Where's the
barely
concern
a
with
scratch,
her
kid.
life?
Don't be a
Where's
pussy.
the concern with her orientation towards males? Well, it's going to keep you in business because she's going to be calling you for the rest of her
Right.
life, and then her mom. All right, okay, so I guess that's not your concern. But if you gave a shit about black people, but I get it as a cop, you can't care, but you have discretion. I love to see a cop say, my concern is about her not seeing her father again.
Mm.
A fucking welt on the face heals in a day. Alienation from your father.
Yeah, the cop should say, my concern is that if we remove this guy who's clearly not, angry and overly disciplined with a belt, our concern is that the kid is gonna become a failure, All right, Ben.
An eternal curse that you pass on through the female line.
Yeah.
That's simple. That's the concern. That should be
But the
concern.
cops are sitting there saying, like, well, we're going to be held liable if we took pictures and she has a welt on her face and that's not allowed in disciplinary codes.
Oh,
right?
That mother's going to have a lawsuit against her. No, that's not true. The mother is not going to. It's a culture.
That's true.
They
Come on,
literally told me over
No.
there. They literally told me over there that the county and the state.
What the hell? If the cops did nothing and let the kids stay there with the dad and it got worse, oh, yeah. Yeah, there would be lawsuits, you dumbass.
Require a certain number of arrests for domestic violence. Doesn't necessarily have to be men, but it's going to be men so that they can get the funding for next year's budget of domestic violence prevention, VAWA. And if they don't have that number, this is known. This is the known policy. Instead of saying, hey, we're really glad. This is how it works from the government to the police, okay? Instead of saying, the government saying, hey, we're really glad you had very few incidents where you had to get involved in this kind of stuff. They go, we're not seeing the numbers that we need to see.
Yeah, I'll be wrapping up in about.
And you know why that is?
Because
I guess the
5
mentality
minutes.
of this crazy white woman was not, we need to respond to stuff. We need to find it where even it's not being reported or people don't want to report it. Because of a myth not substantiated, that there are all these women who are secretly covering up, who are don't have brains. And we're about to see this with these two morons about you and me. This is impossible. Okay? If it was possible to do this, the Zionists would do it. Everyone knows that's true. And they can't do it, right?
Yeah.
They get all the money, all the media, all the impetus in the world, right? $40 billion a year. If it's possible to do, they'd be doing it on the Palestinians. It does not work. It doesn't work. You can't brainwash people. You can influence them. You can whatever. Incentivize them.
brainwash
You can't
people.
brainwash people. But they think
You brainwash
that
Grace.
We need to find victims even when they say they're not victims. And this is what happened with us. And if they
It's
don't
true.
find the
They're incentivized
victims,
to do
they
that.
don't get the money. That has no place in the American justice system, no Western system at all. I don't even know if Eastern
That's
system
right, Ben.
clearly is against any kind of sense of justice.
That's guilty
To
until
say-
proven innocent.
Right, and also that there were phantom crimes going on all the time.
Yep.
And so evidence doesn't matter because there's phantom crimes going on all the time. Now, are there situations in which, we saw a situation with a black family and the cops were called and there's blood everywhere and they're like, everyone stuck to the
Jet.
line. That was Tyrone.
Jesus
or
Grace,
whatever.
cool it with the.
That was Jamal. He was cutting up some meat.
Yep.
The knife slipped.
He slipped.
The knife slipped, and they all stuck to it, and the cops couldn't really do anything. I think they eventually did. But what's my point about that?
I'm not sure where you were going. You were saying they're looking for a phantom crime.
Oh, okay. So right. But if everyone says, you know what I'm saying? If everyone says nothing happened, the cops really shouldn't be able to say I can really see what's going on here.
Yeah.
No,
They have to go off
Fuck
evidence.
out of here. Fuck out of here.
But this has nothing to do with what's happening here in this video. They said what happened. Even the dad said what happened. Oh, start my next show with the end of this show? Okay. I tell you what. Tonight, after I get back from the concert, well, hold on. After I get back, I might want to spend some one-on-one time with the wife. You know what I'm saying? And know what? Maybe we could do like a late night stream. Really do that. I mean, really, my time slot really should be in like the late hours. I mean, that's what it's been, right? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this off here. But I feel like I'm cutting off before it gets really, really good. And I do want to finish this. A 5 minutes of one-on-one time? Yeah. Yeah. And 3 minutes of that is cleanup, right? Yeah, so. So, all right. I thought this was a pretty good stream. I liked what was happening here. We did a lot of Thorp, which is the heart of this content here on this channel. And, yeah, so Ben Thorpe is telling us about domestic violence here. Let me know if you really liked the stream, if you enjoyed it. I enjoyed you guys' company. Thank you, Rizza. Definitely thank you. And Mr. Stinky Brew and everyone else, for sure. Well, only McKinsey and Rizza right now are active in the chat there, according to the chat here. Shout out to everybody watching. May resume again late tonight. With that said, y'all take it easy and have a good one.